and thanks for joining us. This is Inches and Cubes, the Warhammer 40k podcast. Today, your hosts are me, Point and Click Nick.
Me, Paul, Mr. Fist Fowler.
And me, Connor, the hair Collie.
Wait, that's how you pronounce Connor?
Third time's the charm.
Okay.
We'll be guiding you through the hobby. New stuff's on the way, so grab your cubes, grab your inches, and come with us. Welcome to episode 15 of Inches and Cubes, Old Grudges Part 2, First Blood. Last episode, we talked about the Horus Heresy Bloodline campaign that we played in a day. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. Too much fun.
It was great. That
it was too late at night, and I told these guys to get out of my apartment because I was tired.
Again, big shout out to the guys that put this off. When they die, we will ring the Bell of Heroes for them 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. I expect that'll be soon.
Chaz, if you want me to fire the arrow into your Viking funeral barge, I will do that.
Yeah, we'll send you over to Niagara Falls.
It's going to be so dope.
Today, we're going to be talking about the Chaos Codex. But first, as always, shut up, you loyalist scum. Let's jump into some hobby progress. Connor, what do you got?
Since last time we recorded?
Last week. I mean,
yesterday.
2 minutes ago.
I built my second Redemptor Dreadnought, actually.
You really needed 2, eh?
To go along with my 3 Predators.
And 2 Tech Marines.
Like, your Control-C, Control-V must be broken.
The flesh is weak. I put another one together. I'm waiting on a couple pieces to come from eBay. I'm gonna convert them, so they will be different, at least. They'll be pretty cool. I'll spoil it. I'm gonna use the Death Company Dreadnought's like skull head.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have to do some snipping and green stuff converting, but I'm gonna have the skull just poking out from the movable front part.
Yeah, I was looking at how much you've got assembled, and I think you can get away with most of it with a hobby saw.
Like, yeah, I'll just cut a straight line out of the skull thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. And the Sons of Medusa color scheme is like that lime green we were talking about last week. But all their helmets are white, so the skulls on the dreadnoughts are going to fit the scheme of the whole army.
That's
right.
It's
going to look really cool.
I forgot you were doing them as
they're going to be
green Marines.
Giant green robots. It's going to be ridiculous.
Now, what's camouflage again?
Oh, yeah, who cares?
No.
The other guys are black.
Is that everything that you did?
That is everything I did, yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Nick? What you got done?
I dug an old metal demon prints out of my bits box, and I'm looking at working on them.
Just trying to decide.
I finished school, man. I'm on vacation. We had a barbecue at Paul's house Sunday night. We had a blast.
It was nice.
I haven't really had time to sit down and hobby this week. Paul?
Oh, Paul did a bunch of stuff.
Talking about himself in third person now.
Yep. It's mostly a sign of like psychopathy and
narcissism.
Yeah, but no, I finished the zombie dragon that I was working on. I got the rider all done. Super fun to do an old GW character like that. Like they're
question.
Yes.
Are you gonna paint his eyes blue?
Spoilers.
But like yesterday when I was just kind of doing a few finishing touches and like sticking static grass on the base, I was like, zombie dragon. Oh. Then I got sad, so I made a cup of tea and just looked at the backyard for like 15 minutes.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad. But yeah, the rider I did in the same gold armor as my Custodes. Ton of fun to do. A great sculpt. A little bit cartoony, a little bit like...
I like those really old GW sculpts, though.
Yeah. Like...
I have some old Space Orcs, and it's just... The character is so different. It's
yeah.
cool. It's... Yeah.
And, like, the scale... It is, like, the heroic scale, where, like, the faces are big, the hands are big, the weapons are enormous. But I was able to, like...
It's like World of Warcraft.
And
my pauldrons go above my ears.
That's handy. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun kind of weathering the sword. I blew through the blood dragons on horses. Blood dragons are a type of vampire, so it makes sense what I said when I said that dragons were riding horses last episode. I realized that the way the client wanted the armor on the horses painted, I was able to do really quickly and really well. So I just wanted bare metal, so I went in with the brightest metal that GW makes, dry brushed that really lightly, did line highlights, washed it with Agrax, and then dry brush it again, so it looks really beaten and like it looks chipped up, but it doesn't look... I didn't have to spend much time on that.
Yeah, that's how I do my metal on my Iron Hands guys actually, but I use Lead Belcher instead.
I use a silver Sharpie.
Hey man,
Ultimate speed.
Yeah.
if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
Yeah.
And then I built my Primaris captain. Kind of converted him up. Took the Cataphracti plastics and swapped the arms out. So instead of a power fist or a bolt storm fist gun, he has a lightning claw that looks cool. And then I also...
Does it still have the gun?
Not yet.
You're going to put it on there. So it's going to be a Bolt Storm Claw.
Yeah.
Sick.
Exact same profile.
He looks really good.
I like the belt feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still have the belt feed, like I was able to cut it off.
Yeah.
I might have to reposition it, but I don't entirely want to lose it if I don't have to.
Because it's the same weapon that the aggressors have, right? Just one of the fists.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because it's Bolt Storm gauntlets for the aggressors, and they have 2 of them, and the captain just has 1.
Yeah, so if I can't get that done, I'm going to do a big drum mag on it.
Nice.
So I think I'm just going to like do a bolt pistol, and maybe I think the drum mag will hide most of the mechanics, so it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's been my hobby progress.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Getting paid for most of my hobby progress, so that ain't too bad.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Anyone want to talk about some games that they played?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Yes. So we actually had a really great Saturday. We had a lot of people down there. Every table was full. There were people waiting for tables. There were people. We had to set their table up to let some people play.
Yeah.
The league was a good idea.
The league was a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so my league game was against Dave and his awesome Dark Eldar.
Sorry,
Dave
did you say Drukari?
Yes, I was fighting Drew Carey. The price was wrong.
The points didn't matter.
The points didn't matter.
They're all made up.
Oh my god, I can't
Nice.
believe I haven't used that joke yet. But yeah, I was running my standard Imperial Fists. I got to try out the Aggressors. I got to try out the Hellblasters. And the new Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Canada.
It's lieutenant. It's spelled lieutenant. You don't address American officers as lieutenant.
I will if they're on my soil. Sovereign soil.
Sovereign Newfoundland soil.
We don't need to get into that now.
It's just rocks.
But yeah, I tried out the Aggressors. In that game, they didn't do a whole lot for me. But he was able, like the terrain, he was able to kind of hide behind them. So when they would have been most vulnerable, though the ability to advance and still shoot with no negative modifiers helped out a little bit.
Are they base 4 movement or 5?
5.
They're Gravis armor.
Okay,
so
that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Like, no, it wasn't bad. Like,
I mean, his list is pretty mechanized too, so...
It's really fast, so it's...
Yeah.
He was... What was he running? You said he was running Dark Eldar, but...
Dark Eldar, so it was 1 Raider with guys in it, 2 of the heavy...
Ravagers?
What are the heavy raiders?
Ravagers?
Ravagers.
They have just... They don't carry guys, they just have the 3.
He had 2 of them?
He had 2 of those.
Oh, boy!
He had... Oh, it was a crazy list. There's 3 Talos.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick.
3 Talos, and I think I saw a homunculus back
Yeah,
in
there was a homunculus.
Can the homunculus heal the Talos?
I don't know. Never even got to that.
Sounds like my kind of list. Awesome.
I ran the Leviathan, which was hella good. But I think if I'm gonna run a Leviathan in 40k, it's gonna be straight up gun platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because he only has 3 attacks.
Do they do like a flat 5 damage or something crazy?
They do a lot of damage. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it might just be 3 damage and reroll all your wounds against infantry. But if you give him 2 of the autocannons, that's 20 shots. Strength 7, hitting on 2s, -2 AP.
And if you keep him in the bubble with your captain
Uh-huh.
and the lieutenant...
Yeah, you got it.
He's getting all the buffs.
I'm thinking,
And I get riffed for putting combos together. Oh my god.
well, like, Space Marines have the one combo. So I'm thinking I'm going to run that. I'm going to run a Rifleman Dread next to it. Just,
Oh, yes. All the autocannons.
I love autocannons. They're my favorite things right now.
Awesome.
But I gotta say, he just outplayed me, straight up.
I feel like that's what you have to do with Dark Elder, though. They've always been like that, right? Like
Yeah.
they're the pirates. They're like hit and run, block line of sight, shoot priority targets.
Yeah, like he played that game perfectly,
Awesome.
and like I don't I have no problem having lost that game.
Yeah.
And it was a ton of fun. Like, we were having a good laugh about it.
His stuff looks really good on the table, too.
It does,
It
yeah.
looks really nice. Though there was one point where he, like, jumped a succubus out of a venom, and she was like... She runs as fast as the venom, like, just because she's all cranked up on drugs.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to charge! And it was, like, 3 inches. He was like, oh, no. I'm going to command point it. 2 inches. And then my Terminators just got out and just beat this poor live killing machine to death. So yeah, Dave ended up taking that one, like, soundly. Then I played a new guy, Alan, who plays Orcs. He's new to the club and was just looking for a pickup game at 1500. So I changed up the list a little bit. I dropped out the TAC squad, threw in a Devastator squad with all missile launchers, which was actually really fun. I dropped out all the dreadnoughts. So it was like, not a mean list, but...
Just Codex list. Cool.
But actually ignoring cover against orcs was really, funny.
Yeah.
Just where it's like, I get a cover save, I'm like, I'm sorry, you
Those guys
don't.
are actually dead.
I hate to be the one to tell you. So I know that I did come down hard on the Imperial Fist chapter tactic. It works decent against hordes in a heavily ruined board.
I think too, if when you and I finally play again, because I know you've refused to face me since I won that first game of 8th edition against you, and you don't want to lose that title. When we face off and like you're dealing with a squad of like my Havocs or Noise Marines in cover, you're gonna be really glad that I'm only getting 3 up and not a 2 up.
Yeah.
Well, with the autocannons too, you're going to put them down to a 4 up.
Autocannons wouldn't get it.
They're -1, right? The Dreadnoughts have his chapter tactics.
Oh no!
Yeah, bad news,
So
dude.
that's what I mean. Like when you have to pick off a priority target in a ruin or something,
Yeah.
that situation makes it really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're facing somebody with like 30 orcs that can never be in cover, then it
Or you're
doesn't
playing
matter,
on a table where there's no cover,
yeah, like no area terrain
which
or whatever.
happens quite a bit
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So like situationally, it's good, and then some other games it won't do anything.
Yeah, it was nice to have. I would rather have some of the other ones, but, you know, that's all you can do.
Stay tuned for more Paul whining about Legion traits later on in this episode.
Wait, that wasn't even whining. That was like resigned
that's okay.
and
It's all right.
stoic.
It's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, no, I actually reversed my original whines. Get out of here.
So how did you find the aggressors in the second game?
Oh my god.
That's like where they need to shine, right?
Yeah, so much fun. Being able to shoot twice, so much fun. So I was able to like pour just bullet hoses into a squad of
Because that's 12 plus 2d6 shots each.
Yeah. So like the first round of
Yeah,
shooting,
because they have 6 each and they're shooting twice.
If you stay stationary.
the first round of shooting, I piled all into a squad of boys and like took down a lot. And then there was a squad of Burnas that I had destroyed their truck, so they were just stuck out. So I split fired between the two.
On the second go?
Yeah. So I like took out a couple of more. They broke and just ran away. Highly satisfying. But then he was able to charge the aggressors, and I was like, all right, so that's 66 shots plus 12 each. Plus,
In Overwatch.
and he was like, what are you even saying? Like, yeah.
Rerolling ones?
Yeah.
Rerolling once to wound.
To hit, because the captain was like right above them. It came down to a really fun moment though. Like I was sort of on the back foot for a lot of it, but you know, being Imperial Fist, I just took a step back and
Well, I mean, it's orc horde charging at you too. Like,
yeah, so I just like kept moving back a little
The
bit.
best move you can make is literally take a step back.
Yep.
Yeah. But my captain was holding up his war boss in combat until I was able to get my Land
Paul
Raider.
the 4-up Fowler.
Yep. Straight up, that's exactly what I was doing. And I was able to hold him off until my Land Raider was unengaged, and then I just withdrew him from combat. The Land Raider's right there, so I was like, I'm just gonna shoot him with 4 last cannons. And that's how that war boss died. And it was a kill. It was no mercy, so it was just...
Good game for a new player too. Just
Yeah.
fight stuff.
I gotta say, like, he was doing stuff correct. Like, he was stretching his boys around, so he was always getting them in, like, the little bubbles. And where you have, like, 30 or 40 models in a squad, he was doing fine.
Sweet.
But at one point, he was like, yeah, sorry it's cheesy, but, like, I gotta do it because of the way terrain is. And I was like, that's the way terrain is part of the game, dude. And
I'm shooting you with like 60 shots. Just
yeah.
do your thing,
Of course you're going to help your guys survive. They're your dudes. Like, Don't worry about it. So, what about you, Carmen? You playing the games?
I played my league game too. I played Thor. He had his Primaris guys out, so he brought. We played 1500 as well. And we actually used. He brought the card deck.
The open war stuff.
Yeah, so it's all random.
How are those?
It was pretty cool. So like deployment was weird. I deployed in like a strip in the middle of the board, and then he had 15 inches on either side long ways.
Okay.
And then so that was deployment because it's all random.
So 15 inches from the short table edges.
Yes.
Okay. So like kind of like ambush, but you have a strip down the middle.
Yeah, and it was like
cool.
24 inches wide.
That's really
and then
weird.
and then I guess 36 inches.
Yeah.
Long, 48 inches long.
I don't know trigonometry.
He's in HR.
I went to art school.
You studied English.
Not very well.
That's why we don't do math. So yeah, so it's all random, right? So like we got this deployment. We're like, okay, that's super weird. And then the next thing we got was we each place 4 objectives in our own deployment. No, 3 objectives in our own deployment zones. And if I'm holding his objective at the end of my turn, I destroy it. And if any player destroys all 3 of their opponent's objectives, they win.
Oh, I like
So you have to like defend yours and attack.
I like
and
it.
So he put 2 in one end and 1 in the other end,
Yeah.
just based on the deployment that we drew out of the card deck.
That's
so he had to
really
split
hard
my
for you.
forces out of the middle. So it's pretty cool. And then his ruse, because he had.
So explain ruses to me, because I'm not really familiar with the open war cards.
So we were playing points, but when I have a battle scribe list, it gives me my power level as well.
Yeah.
So the person with the lower power level just gets a ruse card, and they hide it from the opponent because they have like a disadvantage.
Right.
Based on lists.
So and the ruse card could be.
It could be literally anything, I guess. So Thor's was any unit that doesn't move counts as being in cover for the whole game.
Whoa,
He just that was his card.
Okay.
So it didn't really affect him too much because like he had the Hellblasters that were standing still, maybe 1 intercessor squad, but
kinda cool.
he had a bunch of Reavers, so like they want to move
wanna
up the
move up
board
the
and
board,
stuff.
yeah.
He had the intercessors or the jump pack guys,
Interceptors.
interceptors.
How
So
they
like
do?
they're deep striking. Every game I've seen them played in, and so this is my first game against Primaris, but even they dropped in and killed maybe like 4 Stern Guard. I don't know.
Hitting on 3s. You're dealing with 18 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s with a -1 modifier.
It's pretty good.
And then like
It's
like okay.
But I mean, like
They're gonna get wiped out next turn.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I just turned my Dreadnought around and it was just like
I'm interested to see how they do with the.
The plasma.
I think they're
Plasma
way
pistol.
too expensive.
Oh, that's fair.
So like
yeah.
their points dropped, I know, for the heavy bolter guys
Yeah.
in the Codex. So that's what I was telling Thor actually. I think if you run them with like a jump pack captain and just deep strike him in with them,
That'd be fun.
then they have like a counter charge guy and they reroll once to hit. So it's like you up them a little bit for cheap. Like a jump pack captain's what, like not even 100 points maybe?
Yeah, they are super cheap. So there's no Primaris stuff that can take jump packs, right?
No.
No, it's a bummer.
So so like if you're running an all Primaris list, you can't do it.
That's something that, and I think this will somehow be addressed eventually. The equipment that are available to the Primaris characters is not that great.
It's only what Games Workshop sells. And actually, if I can jump ahead a little bit into the main topic with the Chaos Codex, they've taken out every single unit that doesn't have a model. So
They did that with the Space Marine Codex as well.
Yeah, so you can't have a Chaos Lord on a bike anymore.
Well, I know what they said is that if it's not in the Codex, you just use the rules from the index with the most recent points from the Codex.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know it's annoying, but it's like,
Yeah.
at least you can still play it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the example was the Rifleman Dreads that you're talking about, Paul.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't have a model, except in Forge Roll, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but it has the rules in the index. So they're like, just use the base cost for the Dreadnought in the Codex and take the autocannon, twin autocannon, whatever, points from the index.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like, the rules are there, you can still do it, I guess.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
But yeah, like, even the Primaris captains, they are selling a single clam pack model.
Yeah.
And he has like a plasma pistol and stuff, right? Is that in the Codex?
Does he have a plasma pistol?
Doesn't he?
No, I don't think so.
I swear he does.
Don't look at me.
I don't know.
I don't play
Anyways.
Space Marines.
I know
Yeah.
he has like a bolt rifle and a bolt.
Heavy bolt pistol.
Oh, maybe it's just a pistol.
He's a heavy bolt pistol. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I didn't want to buy it.
So yeah, it was so cool. It was the first time I got to use my Redemptor. So he's like
How you like that Redemptor?
trudging up the field with my chapter master dude, just pumping out. It's just a crazy platform, man. It's like 18 of the, what is it called? Heavy
onslaught Gatling
onslaught
cannon.
Gatling cannon. Yes. So
Every weapon is named like a guitar solo.
it's amazing.
Well, because there's the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon.
Yeah.
Then there's the onslaught Gatling cannon. Then there's the Gatling cannon. Then there's the cannon.
Then there's the cannon Gatling. That's not how words work. Good luck.
It'll still kill stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's so wicked because it's the same thing. It does 18 heavy bolter shots. It's almost the same thing as the interceptors, but it's on a giant dreadnought platform.
Yes, that you.
So it's like
buff.
so if my guy's 200 points and the
Redemptors are cheap.
the interceptors are almost 200 points, like it's an easy choice, right?
It's a very easy choice. Yeah.
So yeah, I ran Sternguard in a pod. So they came down and took an objective for me, and then I shot my Rhino the opposite way with my TAC Marines. So I did pull out the win on that one. I think that points were too low. Maybe Thor didn't have points for his Reavers to have.
Yeah, I was talking to you after the game.
Like deployment upgrades. So I feel like they would be better because then he'd have the interceptors and the Reavers like flanking me, and like blocking wherever he needs to block me, which would have been cool. Killed the Hellblasters turn 1 because I was like, I had 2 Predators and the Dreadnoughts, so it's like those are the only things in your list that are a huge threat to me.
That would just rip through really fast. Those Predators. Oh man.
So once I dealt with the Hellblasters, it was just kind of cleanup.
Yeah.
But the Reavers did kill the Dreadnought in combat actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's like the Space Marine combos, right? Like he's running the Primaris Lieutenant, the Banner, so the Primaris Ancient, the Primaris Captain, and he's running them all just in a huge bubble with the like TAC guys, intercessors, and the Reavers. So like every time a guy dies from my shooting or from being in combat,
he goes again.
He goes again. He was running the Emperor's Banner, so it's on a 3-up.
Whoa.
And then the rerolling hits, the rerolling wounds a 1. So they just like it just amplifies what they can do so much.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It gives you like this sort of movable fortress, if you want to look at it like that. Like you can turtle up under that if you need to.
Yeah. He was running Blood Angels. I don't know if their chapter tactic stuff ever came into effect. I don't even know what they get, to be honest.
Me neither.
They're in the index.
Bonus attacks, maybe? I know Death Company gets something.
Oh yeah, they're not in the Codex.
No, they're only in the index, because they're going to get their own.
Yeah, so there's no trait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sucks.
And then I played Nick.
Yeah, we played a game. Didn't go well for me.
Yay!
The most hated man in the galaxy.
Most hated man in the galaxy. Yeah, I was trying out the new Chaos book. Connor was trying out his Space Marine army. So you just basically upped the list that you ran against Thor, right?
Yeah, so it was 2K that we played. So I wanted to try out the Predator stratagem.
That hurt.
Kill shot.
That hurt a lot.
It was actually awesome. And so we're in 3 of those.
You played that incorrectly in that game.
You
though.
did.
Yeah, it should have been better.
I didn't.
So it's the stratagem is when you have a predator within 6 inches of 2 other predators, you add 1 to its wound rolls with all its weapons.
Yeah.
And you also add 1 to its damage, which we didn't do. So its autocannons do flat 4 damage.
Yes.
Which is wild.
That's nuts.
And its last cannons do d6 plus 1.
Which, to be fair, probably didn't make a huge change in the game.
No, I don't think so.
As you blew the fire apple off the table turn
I did
2.
10 wounds to it in the first turn.
Yeah, so you brought it down.
Yeah, it was good. So it's 3 predators. The biggest part of that list is like the distraction dreadnoughts to keep the predators safe, actually.
They're not distraction dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
they did a lot of work.
They still do work.
They did a lot of work.
It's the 2 Redemptors with like all the Gatling guns, and then
all of them.
Yeah, I find it funny how like, and I've caught myself doing this, how we'll label stuff like distraction, but if you pay attention to the thing that is like in our minds actually a threat, the distraction thing just tears the ass out of something.
Oh yeah,
so it's not really a distraction so much as you pick your poison.
Like if you were running it, so you were also running a cheesy Forge World. HQ,
Says the guy running a Fire Raptor and a Scorpius. You
They
deserve
didn't
to lose
do
that
anything
game.
that game.
It's true.
That
know they
game.
That game.
Yeah. But your the
Chapter
Valen
Master.
Call, the Chapter Master is so good.
Yeah, so actually we talked about it after the game. The 3 command points to make a Space Marine captain into a Chapter Master is probably worth it.
Yeah, because your guy was basically a souped-up Tech Marine who was half Tech Marine, half Chapter Master. So he's repairing your Dreadnoughts, and they're all re-rolling their failed-to-hit rolls.
Yep.
All failed-to-hit rolls.
All failed to hit rolls, not just one.
So crazy.
And where this really comes into effect...
Yeah, so I'll just finish the list, though. So it's the 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, and they're being followed by the Chapter Master.
And a Dorito.
And another Tech Marine, and the Dorito Dread from
a
Forge World.
cheesy jalapeno.
Yeah.
Dorito.
He's like
Dorito.
the one super spicy chip in that bag.
Oh, he's the roulette chip.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
fat guys.
all dressed for life.
Can you pass the Mountain Dew?
Do you want Mountain Dew or Code Red Mountain Dew? We have a choice.
I want the clear Mountain Dew.
I think that's just pee.
Just keep pee in your fridge. I don't run the missiles on the Dorito. I run the 5-up invuln bubble. So he's the support for the dreads. He keeps them super beefy against like las cannons and stuff.
You were rolling so well that game. You were making it.
I mean, honestly, I'd fail all my 5-ups, and then my Iron Hands 6-up feel no pain rolls. A ton of them.
I know I was there.
It was amazing. It was so good.
bad.
It was
Nick-
very
Nick-
demoralizing.
So that was the first time I've ran that list though, and
Yeah.
it worked just how I wanted it to. It was really cool. I think I'm gonna drop the Stern Guard in the pod. I think they're too expensive. They didn't really do anything.
No, you'd already won the game at that point.
I-
So they didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Because you forgot them turn 2, and then you brought them down turn 3. You'd already won the game. So you're like, what do I do with
There
them?
was nowhere to put them against your list though, because you were running like the 30 cultists.
Yeah.
So they were spread out across the whole front of your line. So I couldn't drop behind them because you had other stuff behind them.
Yeah.
So I held them until turn 3, hoping I could kill stuff to open a space.
I'd keep them in a different game. They could. You hit somebody in a vulnerable spot with the +1 to wound and the special.
Yeah, so I actually did try that.
Yeah.
It's like 6 guys rapid firing because some guys were out of line of sight, and they still did 4 wounds to your Scorpius.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty good stratagem.
I gotta say, like, the Stern Guard, for me, they don't fit their fluff anymore because they're a way more aggressive unit than they've ever been.
Yeah.
The idea of having them, like, defend stuff is nuts. No, you put them in something that moves fast, and you, like... You hit a soft spot.
I actually like them as defending stuff though.
Yeah,
because like the 30-inch bolters, if you run them in a drop pod, you just drop them into ruins.
Oh, okay.
15 inches away from something, because you don't scatter now, right? So you can plan that.
Yeah.
And then just rapid fire at 15 inches.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And then maybe advance after you're a little more safe.
Plus some special weapons in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the cool stratagems in. But that was a blowout.
Yeah, that list worked exactly how I wanted it to. It was really fun. Killshot was sick. So what we were going to get into was the Chapter Master. When we first saw it, we were like, there's no way that's worth 3 command points.
Yeah, so
you don't get anything else except
the stratagem that lets you upgrade a captain to a Chapter Master for 3 command points.
Yeah, the Space Marine Codex. So in this list, what we realized is that once Nick started damaging my dreads and their stats degraded, he's still allowing them to reroll more dice than before.
Because I think I actually got I got your 2 Redemptors and your Dorito down to their second bracket.
It was the lowest.
Yeah.
Like between 1 and 4 or whatever it is. So they're hitting on 5s. But then with him near them, they're rerolling 1, 2, 3, and 4s.
Right, because
they don't move.
Because their natural ballistic skill is a 5. It's not, if they take
5
5 wounds, they suffer a -2 to hit.
No, they're just yeah. So the value is insane over the whole game, and it actually gets better the longer the game goes.
Yeah.
So in a mech list, I think a Chapter Master is amazing. Actually,
yeah,
for sure.
it's. I didn't consider that, so like I can.
That's why we didn't even think about
But
it.
it
until
would
the game
only
started.
work like with that sort of thing, and then you just take Valen Call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's 200 points, where a captain is 100. So I mean,
Yeah, I think you're getting your points worth out of it.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Don't even start, Nick.
he's paying.
Swear to God, Nick.
He's paying for his ability through points instead of through command points.
And he heals Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, it is.
And he's got a meltagun and a flamer.
That's a shtick. It's a master crafted plasma welder or something.
Dope.
So it's sick. In its normal mode, it's just like a plasma gun, but it does 2 damage.
Nice.
And then when you overcharge it, it's strength 8, negative 3 AP, 3 damage flat.
This is getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I was looking through the codex, and I was looking at all the Chaos characters, and both Karn and Cypher, their weapon entry is just Karn's plasma pistol, Cypher's plasma pistol, because they're unique, but they're like, we're not naming them. It's just his. That's like, but the pistol has a name!
It's just so he gets it for free.
I think it's either, and it's got a different, like a slightly different profile. His always overheats.
Karn's is always supercharged.
But he just takes a mortal wound. So I like the idea that he just like turned it up to 11 and broke the knob.
Yep.
So zap, zap, zap.
Blood for the blood god, man.
Yeah, man. Doesn't matter whose blood it is.
It's true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that was a really fun list. I'm looking forward to
tooling up and playing it again.
Yeah, bring it on, man.
Got a new
Rematch.
list back.
See, I feel like I'm always getting the splash damage of like the fights between you two, because by the time I get around to playing one of you again, it's like all of your lists are like flint sharp, and it's just like, what the heck, guys?
Holy crap.
I just wanted to try out my Leviathan today.
So I played 3 games.
Get a Redemptor, man.
Since last week. I played my league game versus James. James really likes the narrative games, and I fell into his trap. He's like, let's just grab a table and stuff as much city terrain on it and run the city fight narrative mission. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of fun. Then I realized I was playing orcs, and all of a sudden my shooty army had no targets for 2 turns until he was right on top of me. And I was like, oh man. So I ran plasma terminators, so 5 terminators, all with combi plasmas, 10 havocs, 2 squads of 5, all with plasma guns in a dreadclaw, las cannon havocs, a whirlwind scorpius. What else was I running? Noise marines. I think that's it, because that's a lot of points. And 2 chaos lords, because I was running a
Scorpius must have been awesome in city fight though.
Yeah, well, I was rolling terribly. Like, my dice were so off.
Like, no line of sight is cool.
Yeah, so no line of sight. He was running a big track, lots of scorches, lots of bikes, DACA jets. No, not DACA jets. What are they called?
Copters?
Killcopters?
Yeah, Death Copters.
Death Copters. I like Killcopters.
Killcopters are also really cool. And and he was running the Super Scorcha on the big track, which was a huge surprise to me, because it's just like 4d3 auto hits, strength 6. I'm like, AP -2. I'm like, oh my god.
It's like the orc's dream, man.
Where did that come from? He's like, oh, I just converted it last night.
Classic James.
Yep. Beauty. I love you, James.
So the city fight mission's a lot of fun because there's no buffer zone between the 2 sides. It's kitty corner table quarters with no like 9-inch bubble in the middle.
Oh, so you can like put a guy right on the corner, and James can put a guy right on the corner. Like,
so the mission is essentially you put down 6 objectives inside a building, and each building is worth 1 point as like a primary ruin that you're trying to clear. He had something like 120 power level in a 2,000 point game, and I had 99.
Go, James.
Man, that's a lot.
So, but it was cool because the mission was like, if the difference in power level between the 2 players is 0 to 10, the person who has less power level gets an additional command point. If it's 10 to 19, they get 2 additional command points. If it's 20 or above, they get 3 additional command points.
So you got 3 extra points.
I went into that game with 8 command points.
Man, that's crazy.
And it still didn't help, because he had a custom force field. I would fire all of my las cannons into like something, and then he'd just be like, oh, 5 ups. And then I'd roll 1s.
Did you dream about 5 ups that weekend?
I did. Then he like outflanked his Defcopters. Didn't do much to the Scorpius. He went after the Scorpius. I was like, you know what? The Scorpius fired at him, then tried to charge him. He like hit me with like 4 missiles in Overwatch, wounded with all of them. He's like, yeah, those are a flat 3 damage each. I'm like, well, the Scorpius is gone on Overwatch.
I love that orcs are better at shooting in Overwatch. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Oh my. They're just so good. It was a good list. That was the drop pod one. I don't think I'm going to run that again. But my dice were just bad, because like 30 overcharging plasma succeeded in blowing up 1 orc truck.
Yeah, like that should kill a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
That's just bad luck.
That's 60 potential wounds.
And you were running them, that's the 2 lords were with the plasma guys, right?
One lord was bubbling all 3 squads. Yeah.
But also, like, drop pods aren't chaosy.
Okay.
It's called a Dread Claw.
Yeah, I know.
So my second game, I played against Matt Schnarr and his Tyranids.
Most excited guy.
He decided to play with my mind by like setting up his army, and then he put like the Forge World Democurion giant Tyranid thing out.
It has like double scythe hands.
Oh no! And he's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not playing with that. So he ran the Nid Bomb, right? So we ran the Swarm Lord and the Tyrannocyte, 20 Gene Stealers in a tunnel.
Yep.
He ran a Trigon. He ran a Moloch, Zoanthropes, a Malanthrope, Hive Guard, Ripper Swarms, and a Broodlord, and a bunch of other Gene Stealers. Ripper Swarms have a 7-up save, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah,
so if they're in cover, they get a 6-up.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
There's a couple of things that, like, if it didn't have a save, it has a 7-up because you add +1.
Right. So it's all numerical now.
Yeah,
right. So you're not adding 1 to 0. You're adding 1 to 7.
Yeah. So I was running 3 squads of 10 cultists, 2 squads of 10 noise marines, a lord, a sorcerer, the Scorpius, the Fire Raptor. I feel like I'm missing something. Doesn't matter.
Havocs?
And 2 squads of 5 Havoc with glass cannons. That's really
They did
important.
all the work, right?
They did a ton of work. So I was able to bubble wrap most of my lines against the Gene Stealers. He still managed to kill a squad of cultists and push the Gene Stealers through. They killed a squad of Noise Marines off the charge first turn with the Swarm Lord making them go forward.
That's so rough, man. He did the same thing to me in my first game against that list.
Yeah, because he like charged them in, and he's like, I want to pile in 3. I'm like, I want to make this easy. And I just took the Rhino off.
Yep, he surrounds the Rhino, and then the guys can't get out. So
the guys can't get out.
Like 300 points.
Yeah, it's like, just... It
should have seen that coming.
It's okay, because the next turn, I cast Death Hex on the Gene Stealers. So I stripped them of their 5-up invulnerable save.
And they have no save. They don't have a 7-up.
They don't have a 7-up.
Yep, they have nothing.
I did have Death Hex. I took Death Hex and Prescience for my Sorcerer's powers because he was running support, and I knew that was coming. I was like, either it's the Swarm Lord or the Gene Stealers, and both of them I could live if they didn't have an invulnerable save. Then I got my other squad of Noise Marines out and just gave them Prescience with the Sorcerer, and then the +1 to wound stratagem. We're going to get that later when we talk about the stratagems, but essentially you can give any infantry unit of Slaanesh or Chaos Space Marines, period.
Yep.
+1 to wound in the shooting phase. Just blew them up.
And it's against any target.
Yeah. I know. I have that stratagem. It just applies to 1 unit, though.
Yeah, I know.
Only Sternguard.
Yeah. How many points is yours?
1.
Oh, mine's 1.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Even so like Nick used it against me too, and the Noise Marines did the most damage to the Dreadnought, winning it on 4s.
Because all of a sudden bolters are now wounding vehicles on 4s. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird that like your entire army has access to that, and then like in the Space Marine Codex, it's like 1 unit.
Is this Paul's editorial time?
Is it fluffy that like Sternguard are veterans and all Chaos Space Marines are veterans?
Yep.
Yeah, it still feels bad.
Man.
So then some other standouts in that game were the Fire Twice stratagem, and we talked about that in the previous one, where my Havocs were able to shoot, kill an Exocrine, then fire again, split fire into a Swarm Lord and a Tyrannocyte, and like nuke them both.
That's also 1 point.
That's also 1 point. That's 2 points.
Oh, okay.
That's 2 points. That's a Slaanesh specific one. We'll talk about that one later.
That's what I was like, I'm killing your last cannon's turn 1.
Yeah, and this game, the Fire Raptor just mowed things down.
Yep.
Just, even with the -1 to hit, because he had the Hive Guard bubbled by the Malanthrope, which functions like a Venomthrope, was a little bit different.
It's actually, so it's better than the Venomthrope.
Yeah.
Venomthrope is only infantry.
Yes.
And they have to be fully within the 6, maybe?
I don't know.
And the Malanthrope is just any Tyranid unit.
Within 3.
Oh, it's smaller.
It's a smaller bubble, but it's any Tyranid unit, plus he's an HQ, plus he's a Synapse creature.
Can it be targeted?
Nope. It
was
has
character.
8 wounds, I
It
think.
has 8 wounds.
That's heckin' good.
Yeah, so Fire Raptor just mowed down the rest of the Gene Stealers, the Hive Guard, and then fired 4 last cannons into a Broodlord and killed him.
I feel like every time I see his list, I feel like I'm overestimating the power of Hive Guard. Just because, like, it seems like they should just wreck stuff because they can do so many mortal wounds, but they seem like they always whiff.
You still got to roll those 4-ups.
Yeah, I guess.
Right, you've got 5 guys, so you've got anywhere from 5 to 15 shots. Hitting on 3s.
Are they D3 shots?
Yeah. Hitting on 3s, wounding
Kinda
on
swingy.
4s. Yeah. They're okay. It was a scary list. I managed to table him just because he wanted to keep going. We're going all the way. Okay.
He's like such a fun guy to play.
Yeah, it was a really fantastic game. I learned a lot about Tyranids. If I know he's running that Gene Stealer bomb,
Oh, yeah.
be so careful.
I will never let that happen again.
Well,
me neither.
I was talking to him after your game, and he was like, honestly, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep doing that. Because he's like...
Everybody's going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
But at a tournament, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't... Because this list was just me fooling around with the new codex. I wanted to run a battalion detachment because I wanted to have enough command points to play around with stratagems. Which I did, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't use the swap out psychic power one. Because I was just like, Death Hex, Prescience, Death Hex,
I
Prescience.
think it's like really situational though.
Oh, but the only time I would ever use it is I would swap out something for Death Hex to be like, that needs to go.
Do you do it at the end of the psychic phase?
No,
or...
you do it at the start.
Oh, okay, so you can't like cast warp time, get your guy closer, and then swap Death Hex, then cast that.
No,
It's
That
so
would
cheesy.
be nuts.
It's so cheesy.
No, it's at the start of the psychic phase. You
Cool.
can choose
I
to
would-
swap out.
I would stomp on so many sorcerer models.
Well, because we've been talking about the Demon Prince doing stuff like that.
Yeah, no, he
Just
can't.
because he's a bigger threat.
Once he gets in there, like first turn, you can like warp time him up.
Yeah.
And the second turn, you're just like
Kill the Land Raider that the
swap
Terminators
out.
are in, and then swap it out next turn.
Yeah. Swap out, give yourself +2 strength and an extra attack, and just
Pretty
go
crazy.
to town on something. Yeah, lots of fun. The new Chaos Codex. Still working through it. I'm bummed that I was like 12 hours away from my Noise Marines being troops because they released an FAQ on Sunday. So when we'll talk about this after the break, but essentially cult Marines weren't troops in the Codex, but they FAQ'd it.
So how hard would it be? Because the game we played, you had 3 cultist squads and 2 Noise Marine squads.
Yeah.
How hard would it be for you to do a brigade?
Oh, impossible.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
Because you need like 3 heavy support,
yeah.
3 elites.
So we're gonna talk about units.
Yeah.
Maybe I have some ideas for you.
Yep.
They're really expensive. So that's it for our little preamble that we usually do that takes a long time because Connor's here. So we're going
It's a lot of games.
take a
Yeah.
quick break.
Yeah, we need to grab some beers.
Did you order a pizza?
No, I ate before I came.
Okay. We'll be right back at you.
Battle Brothers Studios, a commission painting service passionate about making your miniatures and your gaming table look great. Our philosophy at Battle Brothers is this: your army is our army. Every model will be something you can be proud to show off. Send us a message on facebook.com/Battle Brothers Studios for a free quote and make that dream project come to life. We also have something special planned for the release of 8th edition of 40K. Right now, get 20% off if you commission us to paint an 8th edition starter set, or get a 10% off Army Bundle bonus for painting up your new 8th edition 40K Army. Inquire with us on Facebook for full details.
Hogtown 40K, a club for all Warhammer gamers. $20 gets you early access to fun events, club swag, and the privilege of knowing us.
Yeah, that's a dubious privilege.
We play Saturdays at the Sword and Board, so come on out, meet new people, and have fun.
And we'll probably go to Duffy's after.
Woo! Welcome back to episode 15, Old Grudges Part 2.
That's so intense.
First Blood! Alright, so today...
I don't have time to bleed.
I don't. We're talking about
I got lots of time to bleed. Like, I think if I start bleeding, that's the most important thing that's happening to me. Stop it!
So we're talking about the new Heretic Astartes Codex, aka Chaos Space Marines.
Trademark.
So we're just gonna guide you through the Chaos Space Marine Codex while
Paul struggles to open a beer.
please don't put my eye
Don't
out
pull
with
a
that.
Connor.
So we
So
got.
we're watching Paul. Have you never opened up a champagne bottle before?
Yeah, I have. This
Okay.
is not a champagne bottle.
It's way cooler.
We're
Oh,
Hey!
all right. So
What are we drinking?
we are drinking Fates and Furies from Indie Alehouse. The Fates and Furies series of Indie Alehouse beers are a collection of wild fermented, barrel-aged, funky and sour beers. Some beers are made with brewmaster trying to control every stage of production to produce the exact same type of beer every time. There also exists another kind, something very different.
Something chaotic, even.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's almost like I picked this. I didn't. They're made with older techniques that produce amazing and untraditional results. It uses wild yeast bacteria and unpredictable variables like the barrel aging and the fresh fruit.
What unpredictable variables, like Paul?
Ooh.
So this is Gold Star. This is an American farmhouse ale.
Yeah.
Using a blend of fruity yeast and... why would you let me read this?
Brett.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Brett. This farmhouse ale has a generous amount of delicious late edition New World hops contributing a tropical aroma. Everyone deserves a gold star.
Chaos Codex. I'm stoked. Second Codex out. And everybody hates me because it's so good.
Emperor's Children got a ton of good stuff.
Emperor's Children did get a ton of new stuff. Well, so we're going to get into that. First, we're going to start with the fluff. And cheers.
Cheers. All right, let's try this beer.
To Chaos.
To Chaos.
Debatable.
Well, that's really nice.
That is nice.
It's refreshing.
It is.
I like it.
So we talked about the fluff going on in our updates from the Imperium. And that pretty much sums up all the new fluff that's in the book. There's a giant warp rift. People are mad.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of new fluff in it.
There's some like new short stories, which we'll get into for fun time. But
Yeah.
beyond
There's
that,
that like little bit about Fabius that we touched on last week and stuff.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, maybe this is older, where it's Lucius being killed by a Necron, and not even being a Necron could stop him.
it's in here, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he like takes over the thing's body.
If you feel pride in killing him, he possesses you and takes over your body.
And like, it happens over a couple of days.
That's
right?
why, like,
Yeah.
one of the best Warhammer memes I ever saw was like the Emperor's children besieging a city. They're like, "We can't breach the gate," and he's like, "Hold on, I got this," and just like walks out and starts like yelling, and then like an Earthshaker captain is just like, "Fire!" And he fires the artillery, and just
He's like, hell yeah.
blows him up.
boss.
He's like, "Yeah, I got him," and he goes, "Bam!" Turns into Lucius. It just kills everybody in the city.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's such a good use of that power.
I know. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of new fluff, so we're just going to jump right into the rules. So one of the first things is I have written down here is army building with legions. So legions are exactly like chapters were for Space Marines. They all have traits. There are some interesting things that come with this. So tied with the legions is the mark of chaos. So I might be wrong here. I'm gonna double check my my math here.
I love when we do live fact checking. I think that the listeners are fascinated when we reference things.
So
Great use of time.
you can have Emperor's Children Plague Marines.
Because they're like mark of
They had the mark of Nurgle, but
their
they're
legion is
yeah. So there's some weird things you can do.
Well, that makes sense. I'm not heartbroken about that.
I would like to see if someone's going to do something like that, like maybe like Emperor's Children Berserkers.
Modeler's dream, dude. Palatine Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, berserkers have to be world eaters though,
where does it say that?
don't they?
No.
I don't think so. No, because you can have Black Legion Berserkers.
Yeah.
Oh, only Karn.
Yeah. Only Karn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Back to the drawing
but you
board with
don't.
the list.
So you'll always strike first, which is really good though. But you won't get the +1 attack on the charge
No.
for world eaters.
No, you
so-
wouldn't.
But it's still cool.
Yeah. It's still cool. And I mean,
Well, because it's like not every Nurgle worshiper in their galaxy is a Death Guard.
no, exactly. And like, I think it makes more sense with the Black Legion. So yeah, you take a Legion and a Mark of Chaos, and Marks of Chaos also apply to demons as well. They only have one ability, and that's Death to the False Emperor. I think we've talked about this before. In the fight phase, if you roll a 6 up, which can be modified to a 5 or a 4 up through other abilities, you can immediately make an extra attack against the same unit using the same weapon. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've seen it really pile up. It's great when you are attacking a unit of Space Marines with a power sword, and 3 attacks become 6 attacks, and you wipe 5 guys off the board.
Yep. My Iron Hands Warlord trait is similar. Actually, it's the same. It's if your character makes a hit roll of 6, they get to attack with that weapon again.
That's so fun, though.
It is
so
fun.
I haven't gotten my guy into combat yet, but
I'll get him there, don't worry.
yeah.
He's
He's cool because he has a Thunderhammer and 2 server arms.
Okay, calm down.
different-
You had your time to talk about
different
your
weapons.
army.
Don't let me interrupt.
Okay, I won't. The
You
other...
can spend 2 command points to interrupt.
I hate you guys.
Nerd joke!
Get them while they're hot.
I give up.
We totally threw cold water on him.
So the other special rule, which I haven't used yet, but I know Phil's going to be using when I play his word bearers, is the demonic ritual, and that's how you summon any unit with a demon keyword.
And not just sorcerers can do it.
Any chaos character at the end of their movement phase attempt to, instead of moving, so you can't move, attempt to summon a demon unit by performing a demonic ritual. I'd like to think this involves a goat and some black candles. So you choose one of the 4 chaos gods. So you can only summon a chaos unit that's the same god as your character. So a Khorne character can't summon Slaanesh characters, blah, blah, blah. You roll 3d6. This is your summoning roll. You can immediately summon 1 new unit with a demonic ritual ability that has a power rating equal to or less than the total result. You still have to set aside the points for these guys, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
In match play. So they have to be within 12 inches of the character summoning them and 9 inches away from any enemy model.
So can you summon, like, defilers and stuff if
Yeah.
they have the demon keyword?
Yeah, you can summon a demon prince.
You could summon Warp Talons.
Cool.
I didn't realize that Warp Talons lived in the Warp. This codex taught me that. That they're just like, they're crazy. I thought they were just like cranked up raptors, but no.
So if you roll doubles for your summoning roll, you take a mortal wound. If you roll triples, you take D3 mortal wounds.
So kind of like summoning in 7th.
Yeah,
Where, like, doubles would give you perils.
Yeah,
Any double.
It would be cool. I mean, the only thing I don't like about this is that you have to be within 12 inches of the summoning character and 9 inches away from an enemy model. So it's not super offensive.
Yeah, but I mean, if you roll an 18, all of a sudden you, like, can summon a freaking Great Unclean One or something to hold your back objective, and, like, no one's coming near that.
True. Because you don't have to buy the units ahead of time, right? You can just
Yeah,
say, I have 500 points set aside for summoning, and you can bring in whatever models you happen to bring with
Yeah,
you that
it's
day.
whatever models you have.
And like, what unit can set up within 9 inches? Like in the entire game, nothing.
No
right?
one.
Yeah, so like it would just be
No, but I mean 12 inches of the character summoning as well. So there's no, like, oh, I'm going to go take that flank.
Yeah, but it's any character, right? Like you can just
The
run...
character summoning.
Yeah,
But it's still better than if the character moved. Because if your
Yeah, I know.
normal sorcerer goes 6
I'm
inches,
just saying
you summon 12 inches
that's
out.
the only thing. Yeah,
I think it's still fine.
it's good. It's
so-
good. It's good. It's good. Okay. So, a couple things I just want to go over quickly is some of the main changes to units. I mentioned this earlier. Cult Marines are now troops. There was a brief moment in panic between last Saturday and last
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday. When the Codex came out, you couldn't take Noise Marines as troops in an Emperor's Children army. You couldn't take Khorne Berserkers as troops in a Tzeentch army, and a Khorne army, and Tzeentch and Nurgle can faff off because they're going to have their own books coming up.
Yep.
So they're not really included in this because there's no, like, Thousand Sons characters. If you're playing Thousand Sons or Death Guard, you have to use the index still.
Yeah, right now.
Because they're going to get their own stuff in the next, like, 3 weeks.
Exactly. Demons are now troops. They were before, but they weren't before. Now they're rolled in to the Chaos Codex. So
Well, it's like the way that legions work the same way as chapters is that you can't mix forces in a detachment. So if you take demonettes as your troops in an Emperor's Children detachment, you're losing your legion traits.
right, that's fair. Plague Marines
is weird.
are really, really cool. Saved them, and then I lost their page. So I think this is just a prequel and not one of the bad Star Wars ones to
Lies.
Bad Star Wars ones.
to the Death Guard Codex coming out, because the Plague Marines take up an entire page of the Codex, and they have
Look at that gear list.
like new stuff like Blight Launchers, Plague Belchers, Plague Spewers.
I love games where shoving.
The bubonic axe.
What's the difference between a belcher and a spewer?
One you say excuse me, the other you are excused.
The actual answer is one's heavy. The belcher apparently is assault, and to spew you have to stay stationary. They both auto hit their targets.
Spewing.
Ben from the
Basically, one's a flamer, the other one's a heavy flamer. Pretty simple. Bubonic axe, the flair of corruption, the great plague cleaver,
What is in this beer?
Oh man.
a mace of contagion, a plague knife, a plague sword, and a blight grenade. Remember, blight grenades are shrunken heads sealed up with wax and thrown at people.
Yep. They're just full of poop.
Not just poop.
Flies, maggots, whatever.
Pus.
So lots of
Belches.
options there, which is really cool. And then we have one new unit,
I love Nurgle.
and only one.
What's your one new unit?
The Exalted Champion. So this is essentially a Chaos Lieutenant, similar to a Dark Apostle. Yeah, very similar. Just allows reroll failed wound rolls in the fight phase for friendly Legion units that are within 6 inches of an Exalted Champion.
Oh, it's all wounds.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
better than a lieutenant.
But it's fight phase only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so lieutenant's all wounds on ones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm interested to see how I can fit him into a list. I haven't really built a really close combat-y list. If I do, he's definitely
Can
going to
you
be
give
up
him
there.
double lightning? Oh, I guess you wouldn't need it with lightning claws because you're re-rolling wounds.
Yeah, you can take whatever. I don't know what I'd give him. We're each going to talk about 2 units that we really like, and we're just going to go in depth and do a little discussion on them. So, Connor, why don't you start us off with the...
Chaos Spawn.
What a weird one to
I
pick.
got it ready. Yeah, so I actually used to run, like the very beginning of 7th edition, I used to run my own Nurgle list. And it ran like the classic internet biker star Nurgle.
Oh my god, well, I didn't even look at these guys. These guys are amazing.
Oh my god. Okay, so like last edition, they were just essentially
Meat shields.
3 free wounds to get your lord into combat each. And Nurgle was toughness 6, which was really good in 7th. So they were just like, they had no save. So there's beefy wounds that soak up wounds for your lord.
Yeah.
So now they're new. So they every time they get into combat, they have to roll on like this mutation table. It's a D3 table. And last edition it sucked. It just wasn't good.
It's like, we get an armor save.
Yeah, a 4 up, and you're like, okay, like whatever. So this edition, they get a bunch of cool stuff. They're a little bit slower, so they move 7 instead of 12. They're still strength 5. They're toughness 5, and the marks don't actually change stats anymore. They just give you keywords. So they're still toughness 5, but they have 4 wounds, so they're up 1. So they're still beefy. They have a 5 up save, and they still have D6 attacks. So it can be kind of swingy.
I think and with D6, I think you're rolling for each individual one, right?
Is it under the attacks?
Yeah.
So you would be rolling for each one independently.
Oh, okay. So it's a little less swingy.
Right.
So it's actually better than I thought it was. That's good. That's awesome. So you can take them up
Yeah.
so you can take them as single spawns. So this is what I was talking about. If you were going to run a brigade, like the full,
yeah, because you could just take...
So like each one is 33 points. So you can fill 3 fast slots for just under 100 points. And they're annoying. They can take flanks. And then so their mutation table is awesome now. It's so good. Every option is good. So normally their weapons are AP -2 damage.
Strength 5, too.
Strength 5, yeah. So they're going to get work done. So the first option on a 1 or a 2 on the D3
It's not an option, it's a random roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So called Razor Claws, and it makes your attacks have a -4 AP instead of a -2. So they're just gonna shred Marines or any infantry.
Or tanks.
Yeah. Strength 5, yeah. So the second, I'm still gonna say option. So you just add 2 to the attacks for each chaos spawn in the unit.
So it's D6 plus 2.
Yeah, which is even better.
Yeah.
It's still crazy. And
I
then,
know that like you always weight more attacks better than like more powerful attacks, I feel.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the damage output, we'll get into, like, the Demon Prince is the best example of this.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
in the way that my like brain maths it is that just the way that the wound chart, 2 wound chart has changed in 8th. It's really hard for you to wound on 6s now. Where in 7th, if your toughness was 2 higher than the person's strength, they would be wounding you on 6s. But that's why like strength 5 is really good because it's going to wound a lot of things on 3s, but it's also still going to wound pretty much anything on 5s.
I haven't seen a single thing that's toughness 10 short of a Titan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going to wound everything on 5s. So that's why I feel like more attacks is better, because you just have more options.
Yeah, like I wanted to ask you your logic on that, because you've mentioned that like on the podcast and to me, and
I think it's just more flexible. That's why my list with the 2 dreadnoughts has so much strength 5 coming into the dreadnoughts. They can deal with anything really, just by weight of fire. So the last option for the spawn, though, on their random D3 like mutation in the assault phase, the fight phase, is you can re-roll failed wound rolls for the unit. Oh, so it's either -4 AP, +2 attacks, or re-roll all wounds.
Yeah, there's no bad option
Like
there.
all of those are amazing. Even if you weren't trying to fill out a brigade or battalion or whatever.
No, 3 of those and a demon prince.
5 of them.
Oh god.
5 of them is 165 points.
3 squads of 2.
3 squads of 5, man.
let's just keep doing math.
They're fast. They're pretty tough. With a demon prince, pretty sure they're still re-rolling ones to hit.
Yeah, they're Legion and Mark of Chaos.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be just infantry, right?
No.
Did you just find like the conscript blob of chaos?
I love it. Dude, cheap, efficient units are just always good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Spawn have a spot if you're just trying to even fill points. They're just like fast distraction units, and either they're gonna soak shots, or they're gonna get into a squishy part of the line, and they're gonna do some work.
Yeah.
And then they have to be dealt with late, which is too late.
Yeah, they are only weapon skill 4, so you want a lot of attacks.
That's what I mean. If you run the full squad of 5, all of a sudden,
and it's 5d6 attacks,
potentially +10. Because if you get the mutation for +2 each, that's a lot of attacks. It doesn't even matter if they're getting on force.
You're going to be advancing with these guys unless you're charging.
Oh yeah, they have no shooting at all. Actually, and so like their last ability, which is also new and really cool, is it's called Fearsome. And enemy units within 1 inch of any chaos spawn, so if they're in combat with it, must subtract 1 from their leadership.
That's really good. Oh, so now we can get to -6 with Night Lords.
Yes, you can combo with Night Lords.
You sickos.
It's awesome.
Keeping on the whole 7-inch movement, yucky people units, the possessed. I want to talk about
They're
these
cool
guys.
too.
They are elites.
Are they demons?
They are demons.
So you can summon possessed.
You can summon them in. That's brutal.
Are they beasts?
They're not beasts. They're infantry.
Spawner beasts.
Yeah. So, they get a mark of chaos. They're heretics.
Do they have that thing that gives them extra attacks on to hit rolls of 6?
Yeah. Death of the False Emperor. Demonic, so they have a +5 invulnerable save. And then they have, I think something that kind of slipped by me, is that you can bump them up to a unit of 20.
That's insane.
A unit of 20, moving 7 inches, +5 invulnerable save.
21 power level.
Oh, that's a lot. So you can't get that on 3 dice.
No, you can't summon that.
But you could summon 15.
Or you could just put them on the table and run at somebody.
I guess.
Yeah, and they're strength 5. So that's pretty good. Their attacks, they have a special rule that's called Writhing Tentacles. Roll a d3 when a unit of possessed is selected to attack in the fight phase. That's how many each unit gets. So that's a potential for a ton of attacks. But it's also interesting to see how this contrasts with the spawn's attacks. Mm-hmm. So each spawn, its unit profile is d6.
Right.
This one, you roll for the entire unit with 1 roll. That's the special rule.
Right. So if you get the 1...
They all get 1 attack.
But they're hitting on 3s, where the spawns are 4s.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's...
Just a little bit, yeah.
It's a subtle but very fine difference.
Makes you choose, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they can take a Chaos Icon, too. So all of a sudden, if you're giving them Mark of Slanesh or Emperor's Children, then they're getting the Death of the False Emperor on a 5-up.
Nice.
Yeah. You can stuff them in a Rhino. You can stuff them in a Land Raider.
Stuff them in a Dreadclaw.
Characters.
That's my solution to everything, is just stuff it in a Dreadclaw.
Can you show me the part of the Codex that has Dreadclaws, Nick?
Yeah, it's the other. It's the
book
so
over
it's
there. Okay, so
it's part of the game.
Part of the game. Get out of here.
You just play with the Leviathan Dreadnought. You have a Fire Raptor.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the chaos. We're not talking about.
So, but they can benefit from character stuff too.
Yeah,
they have
because they're infantry,
legion traits and infantry and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could like an apostle or the
Exalted Champion
or
or Sorcerer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, plus another +1 to hit with prescience.
Yeah.
So you're activating your Death to the False Emperor on force.
Yeah, or a warp time out of a Dreadclaw.
Classic combo.
Yeah.
Works like a charm.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the possessed. Nick, did you
That's
want to
awesome.
talk about one?
Yeah. I will give you one guess for which unit I'm going to talk about.
Is it the brand spanking new Noise Marines?
They're not new.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta limber up because I got a lot to say. I got a lot to kind of whine about.
So it's no secret to anybody out there that I love Noise Marines. I love their fluff. I love them in 30k. I love them in 40k. They're just so cool. I've loved them when they were playing guitars.
Those models are awesome.
There.
I have one over there. I got to get them painted up.
But we are going to get both sides of the coin on this.
Yeah.
There's only one side of the coin. They're really good.
They're so good.
They're so good.
I have said this. They are the best unit in the Codex.
By far. And what makes them the best is the Emperor's Children Legion trait pairs, just offsets their shooting. So like all of a sudden they are, so we'll go through them and then Paul can, I'll chime in with Paul's editorial time. We have an intro jingle for that. So they are 15 base. We just did the math. Yeah, they're 15 base points. Plus 4 points for a Sonic Blaster. You're taking a Sonic Blaster.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You're not taking anything else. So a Sonic Blaster is essentially a 3-shot assault bolter. And units,
What's the range on that?
24.
Okay.
Units attacked by this weapon do not gain any bonuses to their saving throws for being in cover. And like talking with your Imperial Fist one, when this comes into effect, it helps a lot to just strip someone's extra armor.
Right, so they have AP 0, but my Marines are never getting a 2-up against it.
Your Marines are never getting a 2-up against it. Some of their weapon options are the Blastmaster, so I always take a squad of 10, so I can fit 2 Blastmasters in here. So there are 2 frequencies here. Range 48, heavy D3, strength 8, AP -2, D3 damage. Again.
On mute.
Units attacked by this weapon do not gain any bonuses to their saving throws for being in cover. And then the other one is also fun when you're dealing with hordes. It's range 36, assault D6, strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage.
Yeah. Horde killer.
Yep.
It's now. I'm going to jump in with one of my editorial comments. I am mad because that is cheaper than a missile launcher. Don't roll your eyes. They can't hear you roll your eyes. It's just like that is such an efficient use of 20 points.
Oh, for
like
sure.
This is what I'm saying. Like they're the best, most efficient use of points.
They are
in
super
this.
efficient. And now that they're troops, I'm pretty happy.
Well, and like you were saying, their weakness is potentially getting charged, but they're Marines, so if it's not a dedicated combat unit, they're going to survive. And then the next turn, and on your turn, they're going to go first no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, they got bumped from the last codex. They have 2 attacks base now.
Yeah, because they're like vets.
They're vets. Okay. Initiative's gone, so we've lost that. Still leadership 7 and 8, so not bad. Some of the other weapon options, I guess it's just one more weapon option we're going to talk about, is the Doom Siren. This got bumped from the index. This originally was D3 shots, so it's assault D6, range 8, strength 5, AP -2, 1 damage, auto hits, no
So
bonus
it's like
to cover.
Souped up heavy flamer.
It's a souped up heavy flamer. Yep.
And can only the sergeant take that?
Only the sergeant can take it.
So you can't ever take 2 of them.
No, you can't take 2 of them in a squad unless you're running Lucius in there somewhere.
I like Lucius.
I like Lucius a lot too. So they
So
have
actually, what you never do with them, maybe you haven't ever had to in your game, but the Sonic Blasters being assault means you can advance and still shoot them.
well the Blastmaster varied frequency, which is the assault D6 one, is also assault.
You've never had it?
I did it to no, I've never had the just.
never
They're
needed
always
to?
in range.
You just
with
gun
everything.
line.
Yeah, they're always in range with everything.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's just another option.
No,
'Cause,
it
like,
totally is.
Marines being rapid fire can't assault or can't advance and shoot.
Yeah.
That's true.
So like they're more mobile than
They're super flexible.
super flexible. They because of like Legion traits and whatever, they essentially get an extra 2 turns of shooting that most people don't.
Yeah, so their special ability.
So
is
their
their
special
biggest
ability
boon.
is called the Music of the Apocalypse, which I feel is like a really missed chance for a better name for this special rule.
Yeah, probably.
So each time a
Something
model in this
Slaneshier.
unit is slain,
I think they just couldn't figure out how to spell
yeah. Okay. Essentially, every time a model in this unit is slain, after the unit attacking the Noise Marine squad has finished making all of its attacks. Slain models can make one final shooting attack with one of its ranged weapons, or throw a grenade, even if the model's unit is within 1 inch of an enemy. Now, they've FAQ'd this so you can't target the unit you're in combat with. So if you're in combat with me, you kill 5 of them, I can't shoot the unit that I'm in combat with, but I can shoot another unit.
I literally almost said, "Oh, that's a little more balanced."
Yeah.
Like, it... Honestly, it is. Because it was super annoying to, like, you know, be shooting them and then just be like, oh, I'm in assault range. And then you, like, weather Overwatch. And then you kill one and then it just shoots you in the face. And you're like, this is just dumb.
Yeah.
Like, this has not... Like, the entire advance towards
my
this
5
unit.
Terminators kill your squad,
Mm-hmm.
but then my 5 Terminators are dead because you just... Obviously, they're the threat in your line, so your dead guys kill them.
So I'm going to skip ahead here to stratagems.
Okay.
So just like red wine pairs best with
So much
a
cheese.
fine steak, Noise Marines pair really, really well with 2 Chaos stratagems. The first one is the one that gives an entire unit +1 to wound in the shooting phase.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yep. Because all of a sudden you're dealing with 21 strength 4 shots with +1 to wound, 2d3 strength 8 shots with +1 to wound.
So they're probably going to be wounding on
most
2s.
Most things on 2s.
Yeah.
And there's another stratagem that lets you fire again at the end of the turn.
And both of them affect the shooting phase, quote
Yes.
unquote. So you get the +1 to wound on both of those activations.
Yes.
Yeah. That's... Yeah.
Yes.
For 3 command points total?
3 command points total.
So 2 to shoot again,
And-
1 to get +1 to wound.
And I did that to 20 Gene Stealers and just blew them off the table.
See, and this is why I get angry, because then it's like...
Sorry, hold on. Does it grind your gears?
No, that's not... I don't like Family Guy. Stop that joke. Family Guy's the worst. But, like, compared to the Imperial Fist one, where...
Compared to the Imperial Fist one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to compare stuff to. You get extra shots on 6s. Like, that's...
Only with bolters.
Yeah.
This is any infantry unit with any weapon.
Right.
Any Slanesh infantry unit.
All of your units are, yes.
They're not all infantry. But yes, they're all Slanesh.
So it's just like, it's objectively better.
Oh, for sure, yes, yeah. I don't have a nation know no fear.
So actually, that's the only weakness to the Noise Marines.
Yes.
Is you kill them out of the 24-inch range, and then force a leadership.
And then I take the Blastmasters off and blast you in the face. With
Yeah, but then your
Blastmasters.
Blastmasters are dead for the rest of the
I
game.
know, it hurts. It hurts. So some people were asking me, like, why don't I take squads of 5 Noise Marines? Because with the way morale works now, smaller squads are better.
If you lose 3, you have to roll a 6 to lose 1 guy.
Yeah, but with, like, when I'm playing you, right, I was losing 5 guys, and then I would take that thing. But with the stratagems, you need bigger squads to take advantage of these stratagems, because they only affect 1 unit.
No,
Also,
that,
like, you
that
don't...
makes sense.
You run your guys in rhinos.
Yes.
Which is good. Like,
But I could also run 2 squads of 5 and 1 Rhino.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only reason to do that is to get more of the flamers.
Which I don't
And then I'm sure they're expensive. And then you're...
15 points, yeah.
What?
Not that expensive.
A heavy flamer, 17 points. What the...
This is why, like, do you see why these make me crazy?
The bias. It's not made up.
It is demonstrable that these are...
It doesn't help that these are the same models I use as the Cacophony in Horus Heresy. You guys
Like,
also
yeah.
so-
I actually don't care about the cacophony.
You don't, he does.
They never do anything to me. They always whiff. The only reason you run 2 squads of 5 is to get the flamers, and then you're like playing a whole different style.
Well, now that they're
Like,
troops too,
you're-
you could easily get a battalion in with
Yeah.
just Noise Marines.
I guess. And then like you're leaving the rhino.
Yeah.
So you're disembarking 3. You're moving 6. You can advance. You can still shoot your weapons.
Yep.
You can still flame stuff. So it's like they become more of like a shock unit.
Yeah.
Where you play yours as more of a gun line.
Yes.
Like midfield.
Yeah, they're medium.
Backup.
They're medium range. That's what they're for.
So-
And if you charge them, they have 2 attacks. They got a dude with a power sword, and they're always striking first unless charged.
That's why I shot them from 30 inches away.
I'm not super mad about the always striking first, because, I mean, if you're dealing with Slanesh, they're probably just going to be going first anyways. Like,
I mean, and like
they were initiative, like, 5 or 6, or, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they were initiative 5. Yeah.
So it was like,
And
whatever. They're always going first.
the way for you to mitigate that too is just charge with a bunch of stuff, because then when it's my turn and I charged you with 3 units, we still have to alternate.
Yeah,
And I still get to pick first. I still get to pick my first one.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Noise Marines. I love them. They're loud.
Serenity now!
Paul, we need to play a game because I really want to try and blow your Necron Warrior blob off the table with one Noise Marine squad and 1 round shoot.
You won't be able to do it with 1.
That's 42 shots, wounding on 3s.
Dude, that's not enough.
No.
4d3.
No, you can't. No.
Okay.
You won't. I shot
And then morale.
my entire hard guard list at it, and it took the whole list to kill all 20.
You always, if you're playing Necrons, you always have 2 command points.
To just pass the leadership.
Yeah, to
that's
pass the
fair.
leadership.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have 2 left at the end of the game, you play dicey.
I'm going to try and do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to kill all 20 and shoot.
I'm going to try.
With 1 unit, it can't be done.
And then charge you.
Well, what the heck?
So yeah, that's Noise Marines.
I'm
They're
actually
the best unit.
Love to hate them.
There's another unit that I think is tied as far as points efficiency and how good they are. I'm going to talk about them for my next unit, but why don't we go back to Connor for
Cool.
the other unit you want to talk about?
So I just
can
picked
stop getting hate.
It's not hate.
It's love.
It's yeah. Like, do you know what I say to people I don't like? Nothing. I actually got sweaty
Well, if you-
from yelling about Noise Marines.
Well, if you ever see like the messages on our group chat, I tag Paul in something on Facebook.
Yep.
Doesn't look like we're friends.
It's all just behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the second unit that I'm going to talk about is way better, and I think that you could probably make them cheap enough to fit into like the brigade or whatever the big one is, the battalion.
Battalion.
Yeah.
Battalion.
And I'm sure if you spammed them, that they would get just as much hate as Noise Marines because they're freaking amazing now. So I'm going to talk about Obliterators. They are so sick.
I love them.
So the biggest change for them is that
Oh, yeah, what you got there?
Moosehead.
you're welcome.
Tthanks, Connor, for bringing the beer.
Yeah, don't.
I just didn't feel it was worth talking about.
It's just what was in the fridge.
Yeah, no.
It's like a beer's beer.
Tastes like beer,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the beer that a beer would drink.
It's like what I imagine just beer to be.
like Duff.
No, Duff is a curse.
I feel like Duff is like cool, actually.
Yeah.
Duff is cool.
Back to Obliterators, yeah. So the biggest change for them is that in the Index, they had 2 shots. Their gun was Assault 2. So a squad of 3 would have 6 shots. Now, in the Codex, all their guns are Assault 4.
Woo!
So like, double shots, they got no points increase at all.
But I love the way their guns work.
Yeah, so their guns are really
Flesh
interesting.
metal guns.
And there's 0 points. When a unit of Obliterators is chosen to shoot in the shooting phase or in Overwatch, roll 3d3, one after the other.
So you have to differentiate. Like, this is my first one, this is my second one, this is my third one. You can't roll 3d3 at once and be
No.
like, I picked these.
Yeah. So does that mean I get to roll those 3 dice before I choose my target? I'm like, this unit is going to shoot. Do I roll the d3 and then choose the target?
Back to the real book.
Okay, while you look that up, I will say what all these d3 do. So the first roll is added to the base strength 6 of the gun. So you're always shooting between strength 7 and strength 9, which is awesome. The second one is the AP of the gun. So it's the same thing. You're either between -1 or -3.
So cool.
And then the third roll is just a flat damage.
That's so fun.
So I'm gonna jump in here right now.
Yeah.
Shooting sequence is choose a unit to shoot with. That's step 1. Step 2 is choose a target.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they're
Then
so they're
what are the other steps?
Oh my god. I just closed
No.
resolve hits, resolve damage. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Roll
but-
saves. So step 1, I choose the unit of Obliterators to shoot. I roll the d3, and then step 2 is I decide my target.
That's my interpretation.
Yeah. So I could, if I roll bad, and it's not that bad, it's 12 shots. The worst you're going to get is strength 7, AP -1, 1 damage. I'm like, all right, I'm going to shoot at that squad of 10 Noise Marines.
Yep. So it's shooting sequence is choose a unit to shoot with, choose the target, choose which weapon you're going to use, resolve attacks, make the hit roll, make the wound roll, enemy allocates wounds, enemy makes saving throw, inflict damage.
So they only have the one weapon. So that's why when you choose them to shoot, you roll the dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's awesome. So yeah, so the other option is that if you get really good and you get the strength 9, -3, 3 damage, you're like, all right, I'm gonna blast your knight off the board.
Yeah.
I
So, like-
prefer that to a las cannon.
Oh, yeah.
The flat 3 damage.
And 12 shots.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
And-
like goodbye Land Raider, goodbye
oh yeah.
Tyrannocyte.
Honestly, even if you get like strength 9, AP -1, 3 damage, that's still like if you fail a couple saves, you're pushing a ton of damage through. They have all the Chaos Mark, Heretic Astartes, Legion rules.
And the infantry?
Their infantry.
Nuts.
The Cult of Destruction, which I'm curious, there's no stratagems or anything that interacts with Cult of Destruction. Which kind of bums me out.
Are there any other units that have Cult of Destruction?
Mutilators.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Weird. Just leaves stuff open for new
for sure.
things, I guess. So yeah, they're really, really cool. They're super slow. They're movement 4, but they have teleport strike, so they can deep strike.
Also, they're assault weapons.
They're 24 inches, so I feel like you hold all of them in deep strike reserves, and then you just drop them on turn 1, 24 inches away from a couple different targets.
Yeah.
So you're not going to lose them turn 1 if you go second. They're super safe. They come down. They're alpha strikey, secondary strike, whatever.
And then you can, and with the stratagem, you can give them +1 to wound.
I guess
They're infantry.
Legion infantry. Yeah, they can get all of it.
And you can make them fire again if they're slash.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they have 3 wounds.
Don't look at me like that, Paul.
They're only toughness 4,
Gotsta.
but they have 3 wounds. They have a 2-up save. They have a 5-up invulnerable because of demons. They're actually the other change from 7th is that they don't have power claws anymore. Power fists.
Oh yeah, that's. Kind of
They're just strength 5 base with 3 attacks. There's no AP or anything. So I mean, they're like way more of a shooty unit now, which is fine. I think
They kind of split them, right, into mutilators and
yeah. So mutilators have the exact same thing. It's like the 3d3s added to their close combat weapons.
right. So yeah,
So I don't know. The obliterators are just infinitely better still.
Yeah.
But in 7th, like, why take mutilators when your obliterators have power fists?
right.
There was no contest at all.
I just feel like why take mutilators when you have possessed? I guess no teleport strike.
The flat 3 damage maybe, but you have to
You
roll.
could summon possess.
Can you summon mutilators?
Yeah,
Or
they're
you could
demons
just-
too.
Or you could just deep strike them.
Well, so mutilators are the same as obliterators. They're moving 4.
Yeah.
So you just deep strike over 9 inches away and then move 4 inches.
Yeah.
So like you're probably not gonna be able to catch anything.
Yeah, so you know what? Get mutilators. You're the worst.
I almost talked about them, and I was like, "Oh man, obliterators got so much better. That's way cooler."
Well, we can just take a minute to be like, mutilators, you're the worst unit in this book.
Still,
Still.
enjoy your 2 editions of never being played. They have Death of the False Emperor. That's pretty much it. But I think they're really flexible too.
Oh, I saw them being played with the index rules in 8th edition, and they just did nothing.
Yeah, I played
they're
against other Connor, and he had he had 1 squad of 3, and that's the same. They didn't do anything. So doubling their shots makes them way better.
Oh yeah, well, doubles their effectiveness for no points.
No
increase.
cost. So I don't know how much a squad of 3 costs.
195.
Okay, so it's still kind of expensive. That's what I mean. Like if you run the 3 spawn, 3 squads of 3 obliterators, is that the cheapest heavy support option? Almost 200 points.
There's 65 points each. Did I do my math right?
195.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
A
you could
Predator.
squeeze it. I don't know.
And you have to take a squad of 3.
minimum.
That's
minimum
another
is 3.
bummer. You used to be able to take like one.
Oh, you actually can't up them.
No, it's just squads
Just
of
3.
3.
Man.
Man.
That's like a cheap spearhead detachment, though.
Mm-hmm.
3 squads of 3 with an HQ. Like,
Well, it's 1,000 points. Well, 700 points.
yeah, that's pretty good.
I wouldn't call that
They'll-
cheap. But yeah.
Put a ton of work in, though.
Oh, they would, because that's...
Zap.
Well, whatever. They're flesh metal guns. Paul, what are you talking about? You done, Connor?
I'm just going to go over the Warpsmith real quick, because Jay's not here, and I feel like he'd want us to. Shout out to Jay! Just your regular character. He's got +2 ballistic skill, as opposed to weapon skill, which you see most characters having. Toughness 4, strength 4, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9, +2 save. But he...
2+ is good, though.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
But he is armed with a power axe, mecha tendrils, a meltagun, a flamer, a bolt pistol, and frag and crack grenades.
I like that he's a meltagun instead of a plasma pistol
Yeah, because
over the loyalist.
He can also replace his bolt pistol with another combi weapon, so he could dual wield melta
Oh, he can shoot both.
Yeah.
That's so
Dual
cool.
melta gun.
You stole my idea.
Oh, that's so cool.
I just like the idea of a warpsmith like just melting the hell out of like any vehicles.
That's sick.
And like further to that, he's got the Master of Mechanisms. So that's his special rule. At the end of the movement phase, he can heal a Legion vehicle. But in addition to that, you can choose to roll a d6, and on a 2+, an enemy vehicle suffers a mortal wound.
Within 18 inches.
Within 18 inches.
18's pretty good, though.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's like you've got a meltagun +1.
Well, if you've got nobody to repair,
Yeah.
you're just like,
So, that's so
I
cool.
break your tail light with my mind.
Or more like I blow up a tire. Or I make everyone go inside and say, what the hell was that?
Just one dude just, like, craps his pants.
But like that paired with 2 meltaguns
Yeah,
is
that's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, because you're going to be running in with Hellbrutes.
And he's
or-
ballistic skill 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So in 12 inches, you don't even need to be within 6.
No,
You're just shooting 2 meltaguns.
Yeah, he's wrecking it up. Yeah,
I like that a lot.
You see why I was like
What are the mecha tendrils?
Mecha Tendrils, they're strength user, 1 damage, and you make 2 additional attacks.
They're 2 free strength 4 attacks.
Oh, okay.
So they're not bad.
Yeah.
But
But
They're free, I guess.
you're running him with Hellbrutes, Mauler Fiends.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like if they get assaulted, you wait till the next turn, you charge them in, and he just tries to kill stuff with his power axe. But anyways, I love the model that they have. I love just dual wielding meltaguns now.
That would just be so fun to convert, too.
Yep.
Or just like one big servo harness.
No,
Just
I
Count it as 2, yeah.
I think I would like modify it so it's like a double-barreled meltagun.
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
he's just got like this big underslung, not multi-melta.
Multi-melta?
No, not multi-melta. You could do like a 3-barrel thing or just, I don't know, something.
That'd be awesome.
Anyways, get cutting stuff up out there.
Yeah.
Podcast land.
Yeah, man.
So the last unit we're going to talk about is what I think is the contender with Noise Marines for the most points efficient, scary unit in the new codex, and that's the Demon Prince. He's back. He's cheap as chips.
Wait, when did Demon Princes go away?
They were expensive in 7th edition. They topped 300 points really quickly.
Yeah. He doesn't only have to be Nurgle now, though.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's nice.
So you're talking 189 points for a Demon Prince with wings.
Whew.
He's a level 1 psyker. He has got 1 power. He can cast and deny 1 power. So if you give him wings, he's got movement 12, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, strength 7, toughness 6, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10.
He's finally toughness 6.
Yay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Toughness 6 Club, dude. I would actually really go for some wings right now.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Nick mentioned that, I was like, oh, man.
Demon wings.
Demon wings.
So he's a demon, so you can summon him. He's got Death of the False Emperor. He's got the Prince of Chaos, so you can reroll fail to hit rolls of 1 for friendly Legion units and friendly demon units with the same keyword. And he's a level 1 psyker.
Friendly demons, indeed.
So he's got a
Just
couple different options for
Nurgle's pretty
weapons.
friendly, right?
Yeah.
Nurgle loves everybody. Everybody dies.
Everybody rots.
So he's got a Warp Bolter, which is just a master-crafted stalker bolter thing.
Everybody belches.
Everybody belches.
Everybody poops.
Everybody spews.
That's true.
The Nurgle story. You know what? I love Nurgle.
They're the best.
You guys done?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good.
What are his options?
So he's got an Assault 2, AP -1, 2 damage bolter.
Cool. It's like Mastercrafted Bolter.
Demonic Axe, which is +1 strength, -3 AP, 3 damage, -1 hit rolls. Don't like that.
So it's a Thunderhammer.
+1 strength.
Strength 8.
Okay, yeah, it's like a Thunderhammer.
Got him.
The Hellforged Sword, which is strength user, AP -2, 3 damage, or Malefic Talons. So he has 1 set of Malefic
Why would
Talons.
you ever take the axe?
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
it's all of the other options or the right one, the Malefic Talons.
No, he comes with 1 Hellforged Sword and 1 set of Malefic Talons. You can replace the Hellforged Sword with another set of Malefic Talons. So Malefic Talons are strength user, AP -2, 2 damage. Each time this model fights, it can make 1 additional attack with this weapon. A model armed with 2 sets of Malefic Talons can make 3 additional attacks, which puts you at 7 attacks, strength 7, AP -2, 2 damage. Your character can't be targeted unless you're the closest enemy model.
You're rerolling ones to hit.
You're rerolling ones to hit.
So you're going to get 7 hits.
You're going to get 7 hits.
Mm-hmm.
You turn him into an Emperor's Children Demon Prince, and you give him a relic, and now he's got 8 attacks. You give him an additional Warlord trait. Now he's got 9 attacks. And if you give him another Psychic Power, he can be +2 strength and 10 attacks.
So he's strength 9.
He has the
10
potential.
So for the
This is what I would use the Chaos Familiar for. You get him in there.
Oh, that's a
That's
strategy,
the swap out the Psychic Power.
Right.
You gotta model it, dude. You gotta do
It's
a
a
little.
stratagem.
I know, you gotta model
Give
it.
him a little nurgling dancing on his back.
Yeah.
So you get into combat, and then you swap out Warp Time with
Once you're like in the enemy lines.
with Diabolic Strength, and your Strength 9, just ripping through things.
Oh my god. Or like conditionally, you give him Death Hex, and he's just ripping through things.
Just killing
What a
Terminators or
beast. He's just like 4 autocannons rolling around, kicking stuff over.
Yeah,
and like on the way there, he's just buffing other things
and
like your
and
fire
hitting
raptor.
people with bolters. He's fun. Connor, you're the one who suggested I use him,
Yeah, because Demon Princes are cool, man.
so I'm
I
gonna
saw this your model here last week. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, you've never played this.
They sucked. Like I didn't like them in 7th. Like 300 points.
Well, I used to run the Nurgle one in my
Yeah.
Nurgle list, and the Nurgle, because demons had all those crazy rules about like relics and greater
you're always
gifts. And,
shrouded if you're jinked, and you can get all the.
they had all those random tables for like gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And the Nurgle specific one was just a sword that had instant death, so you
Dope.
just go around and just like kill Wraith Lords and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So like this guy's like that now.
Yeah.
You just point him at something and kill it.
Yep.
It's sweet.
Tag teaming with a Helldrake. Get in there, stuck in there, and rip
Because I
people
mean, like
apart.
the Helldrake doesn't need rerolls to hit in shooting, but it's still decent in combat.
That's not bad.
Again, like some of the most efficient points that you can spend.
Is the Noise Marine, the Demon Prince, 189 points.
That's crazy.
A Chaos Lord is 111.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
And you
like,
can give him free relics. You can
He's-
give the Demon Prince free relics.
It's actually almost criminally undercosted.
How about you play a game against me with this codex before you
Dude,
start
when was the last
criticizing
time
me?
you offered to play a game? You keep saying that I denied you games.
You can ask me out.
Well, you know what? You're right. You
why?
know,
There's like just always someone in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm the guy in the middle.
yeah, poor Connor's about to cry. Listen, I know.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
I know you just finished school.
Is it my fault?
Yeah, Connor, we got to take care of him.
We'll stay together for Connor. Paul.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm excited to use the Demon Prince. I've got a nice combo worked out where I'm going to run him, the Fire Raptor, and the Helldrake all as like a triumvirate of screw you and just ram it down someone's throat.
Yeah, I mean, he can keep up with the Fire Raptor, so
Yeah, why wouldn't you volunteer for that?
Because you're going to be using the Leviathan. Your Fire
hey man,
Raptor.
want to come jam stuff down my throat? Don't even touch it.
No, it's radioactive. Maybe I'll just bring the Typhon. That's my answer to stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll face down the Typhon.
Actually, it's not that bad in 40k.
Yeah, of course it's not.
It's still pretty
You're
bad.
going to bitch if I bring the Falchion, though.
Just give it a captain. Combo it up, man.
Yep. They're not even in the same league. You know it.
It
Strength.
looks menacing up there, and it's a little tiny model.
Yeah, with its
It's not a tiny model.
shark dick gun. Google shark dicks.
Don't. No, I don't endorse that.
It doesn't look like a dick.
Shark dicks? No, they don't.
Yeah.
They're super weird.
It's safe for work.
It's biology.
Yeah.
We gotta move on.
This podcast is now no longer safe for work.
We'll sneak it in.
So we're going to jump into some of the non-unit specific stuff. So we're going to do Legion traits, stratagems, Warlord traits, relics, and then I'm going to tell a funny story.
Yeah, let's try and speed this up, guys. We are taking our times.
Relics.
No, Legion traits.
Didn't you guys cover all the Legion traits?
We didn't. We got 2 more that we want to cover.
Cool.
So the first one is Black Legion. Yeah, I'm going to blow through these quickly. Black Crusaders. You add +1 to the leadership characteristics of models in units with this trait. So
It's awesome.
pretty good. Yep. Also, you treat if a unit with this trait. If a unit with this trait advanced, it treats all rapid fire as assault weapons until the end of the turn.
That's cool.
It's the bad guy version of the Ultramarines one.
But you can't fall back and charge and shoot.
That's why it's the bad guy.
It's like it's kind of like the Sons of Horus stuff from 30K, kind of.
They're if you're within 12,
They're just like better
+1.
shots.
Yeah, they're better shots.
Yeah.
And the other one, I don't think we talked about this, is the Renegades.
Yeah,
Renegades are reroll. Oh, sorry. Oh man, they could advance and charge in the same turn.
Mm-hmm. So that's where your Red Corsairs come in, your Crimson Slaughter, your what have you.
Yeah, just honestly your own homebrew stuff too. If you just want to make something cool.
If you ever get sick of playing Space Marines, you just get a giant red Sharpie and you cross out that shoulder pad and you join the true power of chaos.
Oh, actually, so Mutilator's only moving 4. If you play them as Renegades, you could move 4 and advance and then charge.
Yeah, why not?
They're a little more viable, at least.
Why not?
It'd be fun.
One quick thing to mention. So the Legion traits only affect infantry, bikers, and Hellbrutes. The FAQ came out on Sunday. It also affects Demon Princes. So I'm giving both these guys a middle finger right now.
You make it so hard to be nice to you.
I'll still kill you just as easy as last week.
I'll come back for more. I liked it.
I enjoyed it too.
Stratagems.
It was mutual.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be consensual.
Well, yeah.
Stratagems. Couple ones I want to touch on. First one's going to piss off Connor. It's called Blasphemous Machines. So this is a Chaos Space Marine stratagem. It's not Legion specific and it's not God specific. Essentially, you just ignore the penalty for moving and shooting with heavy weapons or for advancing and firing assault weapons with a vehicle. It's one command point. How do you feel about that, Connor?
Classic Space Marines. Just taking all the stuff. Yeah, so the Iron Hands Legion specific stratagem is that.
And all of Chaos
And
gets
all of Chaos gets it.
Again, this is stuff that just like it just feels bad.
Honestly, I never use it. It's not that good.
Yeah. The next one I'll talk about is the Chaos Boon Table. It's back. It's funny.
It's only 12 now instead of like 66.
66. So essentially, use this stratagem at the end of a fight phase in which one of your characters, not a demon prince, slays an enemy character, vehicle, or monster. You spend 1 command point, you roll 2d6, and you look at the table below. 2 is turning into a spawn. 3 is add 6 to the range of all of your ranged weapons. 4 is add 3 to your movement. 5 is add +1 to your strength. 6 is add +1 to your attack. 7 is choose any of these.
Which is the average of 2 dice?
Yeah. Blade Master is subtract 1 from hit rolls that target the character in the fight phase. That's fun.
Weird. I don't know if you'll... Yeah.
Cosmic Fate, add 1 to all saving throws.
I think they've actually said in the rulebook that Invulnerables can't go past a 3-up.
I've never seen that.
I feel like that was in there.
Okay.
But either way, it's still good.
Yep. Yeah, because it's saving throws, not armor throws. So it's both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
+1 toughness, +1 wound, and turn into a demon prince.
I want that 6-inch added range to the double melt of Tech Marine guy. Just 18-inch melt.
You just can't get that guy out of your head now,
He's so
can you?
sick.
No. So the next one, I've used this against Connor with limited effect, but I've also used it against other people with great effect. Use this stratagem. Oh, I didn't realize this. Okay, so use this stratagem when a Heretic Astartes infantry or biker unit is selected to shoot or fight. Add +1 to all wound rolls made for this unit until the end of the phase.
How many points is
We
that?
have to choose, so you don't get both in a turn.
Yeah, you do. I can pop this
Read
once
it
in
to
the
me
shooting
again.
phase and once in the fight phase.
For 2 command points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wait, that's only 1 command point?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the Sternguard one that we said.
Yeah, but it applies like it's
Yeah, get over it.
Actually,
no, just shut up. The opportunity cost. The
Sternguard one is very specific in that it only
Like,
affects their
there's-
special issue bolters.
yeah,
So if
and
you have,
there's
like-
shooting.
Yeah, so like if you have plasmas though, your plasmas don't wound things on 2s ever.
Right,
My last cannons wound Land Raiders on 2s now.
Nick.
That's why I use kill shot.
I know.
But it only affects one predator. So
I know.
whatever.
Like that's the thing. It's just these are broadly better.
Yeah. Fight me. On the table, not in real life.
No, of course I'd never fight you in real life. You know my stance on violence.
You love it?
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
I'm going to mention Endless Cacophony again.
What's that do, Nick?
Endlessly.
Slanesh infantry, end of the shooting phase, gets to fire again. Tons of fun.
You know what? I'm going to hop in here.
So you pop the Veterans of the Long War, fire 4 las cannons at somebody, wound on 2s, pop Endless Cacophony at the end of shooting phase for 2 command points. Now you're firing again.
The trick that I found to deal with that is
Kill
the last cannons.
Murder the last cannon.
Yep.
I'm going to pop in here with Tide of Traitors, or as it should be known, Hired Goons.
Yes.
You use it at the end of your movement phase. It's 2 points. You remove a unit of cultists, and you place them within 6 inches of the edge of the battlefield and more than 9 inches away from a enemy unit. They're replaced at full strength.
So you're using this when you have 30 cultists in the squad and you have 1 guy left.
It's hilarious to me.
So wicked.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points.
And you're running a ton of cultists. So you'll have a ton of points.
Exactly. And
It's
like,
so cool.
and like I think the fun thing to do with this is you can abandon objectives, or not abandon, but you can leave objectives in your backfield a little bit squishy.
Yeah.
Late in the game, you're just like, it doesn't matter how many models they have left, just redeploy them.
This is better than reanimation protocols.
That's cool. It's like a 2-point teleport homer for Terminators, but with 30 cultists.
Yeah, but if you have 1 cultist left,
You get 29 for free, kind of.
Yeah,
you,
like,
the FAQ specifically said you don't have to pay for these extra cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've already...
yeah, you're paying your 2.
Yeah, it's like reanimation protocols.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's the way that I would be using that one all the time.
So, what's like the best way to make sure... I guess you do the same thing. 2 command points to pass a leadership. So then it's 4 command points to get a full thing back.
Yeah. Well, I would use it as a redeploy. I wouldn't even bother with...
Honestly, guys, when I fought Majnar, and even against you, you never wiped out a squad of cultists in 1 turn of shooting.
But when,
You have way scarier things than cultists.
But who wants to dedicate that much anti-infantry firepower to killing a squad of cultists?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're right. Like late game, all of a sudden it's turn 5, like bottom of 5, and you have 10 dudes left, and they're not going to do anything. You just pop them back on your home objective, and you're good to go.
Yep.
Like they can't kill 30 cultists in 1 turn.
No. Why would you want to?
That's sick. Well, you
get
might
them
have
off.
to win.
To get them off that
And you
backfield
won't be able
objective.
to.
Yeah, and also it's important to point out that is not specific to a legion or a god. So
Yeah.
that is just available to everyone.
So like, if you matched it with Black Legion, your cultists are a higher leadership. If you matched it with
leadership 7.
Woo! But that's as good as a Space Marine.
It's true, yeah.
A base Chaos Space Marine. Dark Apostles, give them bonuses. Someone was saying there's a Fearless one.
The
for
Iron Warriors grants a 6-inch fearless bubble.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
I find it really funny that people were like, that makes cultists better. And it's like, that makes everything better.
It's just
But
everything is
cultists are the
fearless.
ones where you're losing 15 guys in a squad.
Yeah, it's like commissaring your cultists.
Yeah.
Sick.
But now you're not losing anybody.
Yeah,
Because the Dark Apostles don't have to shoot people in the head to inspire their men.
it's true. But they can't give orders either. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
Commissars can't give orders.
Oh yeah, but
Commissars are bad.
conscripts can get orders though
I
from
know,
other
I know.
sources.
All right, let's
Oh,
keep this.
cultists also dropped in points by 1, so they're 4 points a model.
Let's keep this train moving.
As
All
much as
right.
a guardsman.
Demon Forge. So use this stratagem in your shooting or fight phase when a Chaos Space Marine demon vehicle is chosen to attack. You can reroll all failed to hit and to wound rolls for this model until the end of the phase.
That's cool. So it's like the old Demon Forge, kind of. The old one was reroll all wounds.
Yeah. Which is really good, like if you're thinking like Defilers, Mauler Fiends. Never take a Forge Fiend. I would never take a Mauler Fiend either. But I'm just thinking Helldrakes.
Would that be like too? I'm just thinking of like Cult of Destruction stuff. Would that be too overpowered to give it to Obliterators? Reroll all hits and wounds? Yeah, it would be.
I'm biased.
They're way too good.
I'm biased on this topic. Don't ask me.
They could already shoot twice.
Then the last one I want to mention is, I think we talked a lot about the Legion-specific ones in the lead-up to the Chaos book being released. So we didn't get a chance to talk about an Emperor's Children specific one. This is specific to the Emperor's Children. It's called Excess of Violence. So
Makes sense.
You use this stratagem just before an Emperor's Children infantry unit attacks in the fight phase. Each time a model in your unit slays an enemy model, it can immediately make another to hit roll using the same weapon at the same target. So if you're charging a bunch of Chaos Terminators into even like a 10-man tack squad.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. So
What do you think?
What are the specifics of giving that to something?
It's 1 command point.
All it needs is to be Emperor's Children?
Yes.
Give it to the Demon Prince?
Infantry.
It has to be infantry?
Yeah, it's infantry.
Okay. I was like, that is insane.
Ah!
But, like, if you give it to Chosen or something, it's nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or my new Emperor's Children Corn Berserker squad.
Get out of here.
Oh, shut up.
Fluff.
Yeah. So, psychic powers. There's a couple new ones we're going to briefly glaze over. Death Hex. I think we talked about that. Remove invulnerable saves within 12.
Mm-hmm.
Gift of Chaos. This one is hilarious. Maybe this would be funny to get off if you're like winning late game. Warp charge value of 6. Select a visible enemy model within 6 inches of the psyker and roll a d6. If the result is greater than the target's toughness, it suffers d3 plus 3 mortal wounds.
Whoa.
Alright, can we just take a second
But
to identify the fact that Nick essentially just called one psychic power a victory lap?
It's a win more.
Yeah.
it is. You have to roll over. You have to first pass a psychic test
Mm-hmm.
and then roll over somebody's toughness.
Yeah, so
It's not worth it.
No.
It's
not.
like...
It's a bad power.
Yeah, it's like all you have left on the board is your HQ and I'm going to destroy him.
But here's why it gets better. If a character is slain by this power, you replace that character with a chaos spawn under your control.
Sick. And
Yeah,
spawns,
but
spawns are good.
Yeah.
But like the Primaris captain, you're getting that on a 6.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's why I said it's like...
So does that mean...
You're risking perils of the warp.
Is it... It's not like 7th, right? Where like a 6 always succeeds?
Nope.
No,
So yeah,
Yeah.
so you can't use it against toughness 6 characters.
you cannot. Then we have Diabolic Strength. This is what I'm talking about to cast on Demon Prince. Warp charge value of 6. Add +2 to that model's strength and 1 to its attacks.
Yep, that'll do it.
That's good. Yeah.
3 new god-specific powers. Zinch. Add +1 to invulnerable saves taken for a unit within 18 inches. Pretty good.
Yeah.
If a unit does not have an invulnerable save, it gains a 5-up invulnerable save.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What's the invulnerable save on Rubric Marines?
I think it's 5-up.
Yeah, so far up.
Yeah, not bad. Maybe wait.
Yeah, they get a 2-up against... A 2-up armor against 1 damage weapons. That's the thing.
I don't know if they have an invulnerable save anymore.
Oh, let's just keep it to the powers. We don't need to.
Okay. All right. Well, don't ask questions then, buddy.
Just let it happen.
The Mark of
Just
Nurgle
let it
one
wash over you.
is not bad. So it's warp charge value 6. Nurgle Heretic, Astartes unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all hit rolls that target that unit. So you cast that on a flyer, or now you're -2 to hit. Not bad.
It's one of those weird things where it's like, now I'm just not going to shoot that,
Yep.
but you've also made me
Not shoot it.
not shoot it at
Yeah.
all. So
I like the Night Lords one, where it's like once the Night Lords unit, it's a stratagem. Once the Night Lords unit is
after they've been selected as
Yeah.
the target. Yeah.
and then
The trap card.
Yeah. And then the Slanesh one's also fun. It's just
Nice.
ignores wounds on a 5 or a 6.
Cool.
Pretty dope. Warp charge value 6.
That's weird. I almost feel like that should be reversed. Like Slanesh should get the -1 to hit because they're like good
Sirens?
combatants, like dodging your stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Nurgle should get the feel.
There's always been a lot of overlap with Slanesh and Nurgle as far as their powers go. So jumping into Warlord traits, does someone want to pull up their codex so it's not just me reading?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Why don't you do the
I'll
first
start
3?
talking. So you have 6 Warlord traits plus 7 Legion specific ones. So we'll run through these. First one's Eternal Vendetta. You can reroll wound rolls attacks made by your Warlord in the fight phase against targets with the Adeptus Astartes keyword.
So it's like really good, but it's specific to
But with the nice part about being able to pick Warlord traits now is that if I know I'm facing Connor with his Iron Hands, I will pick that.
Yeah,
If
it's
I'm
just good.
facing Paul with the Necrons, I won't. Number 2, I think this one's really, really good as well. Any to wound rolls of 6 up for your Warlord inflicts 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage.
Yeah. I know you were talking about taking this on the Demon Prince, and I don't think that's worth it, but I think it's cool to have on, like, just a normal Terminator guy or something.
There's better ones to take, though.
Yeah,
What's,
but
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you need a ton of attacks with this one, but also the Demon Prince is already...
He's already going to murder whatever he touches.
Yeah, so it's just... It's a hat on a hat at that point.
It's
Do
another.
you have the phrase "hat on a hat"?
It's another win more.
So what's the next one?
Unholy Fortitude. So this is also in the Space Marine Codex. You add 1 to the wounds, and your guy gets essentially a 6-up feel no pain
I like it.
against damage. So
Yeah, I dig it. I might take that on the Demon Prince just to give him a little bit of defensive capability.
That's the one that I take all the time.
I don't know. It's iffy for me because sometimes just like never comes into play because a lot of the time your characters can never be shot. So
Or you're Connor and you make constant 6-ups.
yeah. It's also good. I mean, it's a 50-50, man.
Get 50-50 to make a 1 in 6.
Felt like
true.
that in our game.
So the next one is Hatred Incarnate. You can re-roll wound rolls of 1 for attacks made by your warlord. And I think this is better on the Demon Prince. Because when you buff him with all that psychic stuff and the relic of the combat drugs, he's going to wound a ton of stuff on 2s. So you're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s with like 10 attacks. And then you're wounding on 2s, re-rolling 1s with 10 attacks that do 2 damage each.
Yeah.
So it's just like... You don't need the mortal wounds because you're just pushing so much through.
True. No, it would be
I
interesting
just-
to see both go
Just
through.
like
Yeah.
math.
So the next one is the opposing player must roll an extra dice when taking morale tests for units within 6 inches of your warlord and use the highest result.
That's actually cool to have on the Prince too, because it's like you mow down.
5
Say you
guys.
have a horrible whiff, and
Yeah.
you only kill 5 guys
Oh,
out of 10 though.
oh fair. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like now I'm
Negative
whatever.
5.
Yeah, I get to re-roll the dice too as Space Marines, so that's not horrible. You can like make me lose more guys.
True. And the last one's +1 attacks. Not bad.
Yeah.
Then we have Legion Specific. The Alpha Legion one we talked about in our prequel to these. So it's basically, if you're Alpha Legion, you take this.
It's the trolliest one. It's my favorite.
You just get one thing out of that.
You
6.
randomize it.
Yeah. So you have to roll for it.
But you just you keep switching warlords until you have no characters left.
I'm Alfarius.
You're Alfarius. I'm Alfarius.
We're all Alfarius.
Alfarius and you.
So Black Legion, it's a 6-inch bubble around your warlord. Death of the False Emperor triggers on a 5-up. I don't like that. I'd rather take one of the stock ones.
Can you like stack that with the Slanesh icons and all that stuff?
The Slanesh one says 5-up. It doesn't say add +1.
Oh,
It just
okay.
says +1. Sorry, it just says 5-up.
Yeah.
Emperor's Children stimulated by pain. This one could be funny for the Demon Prince. Add +1 attacks for each wound that he suffered.
To a maximum of +3.
I know.
Oh, God.
If your warlord heals any wounds, he loses the associated bonus. Dude, I'm saying reroll 1
I know.
so good.
We're experimenting here. Okay, there's no judgment here.
I'm just
What do Iron Warriors get, Connor?
let's see. Friendly Iron Warriors units within 6 inches of your warlord automatically pass morale tests. So that's
Take it if you're Iron Warriors. Take it.
I feel like you still have to build the list around it though.
You
Like
take a Dark Apostle. Wait, no,
no, you don't even need a Dark
No.
Apostle. I don't even know what you would
You
do.
take a Dark Apostle because
Reroll wounds in the combat phase. Something weird for like your blob of 60 cultists.
That'd be hilarious.
And
All of
they-
a sudden, your cultists are actually like tearing
Yeah,
things
it's like-
down.
and they don't ever take morale, so that's awesome. So Night Lords, Night Hunter's Curse. Once per battle round, you can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, advance roll, charge roll, or saving throw made by your warlord.
Terrible.
Good.
We got command points by that stuff.
It's
It's
free.
or. It's or. You get one free reroll
What's a battle round defined as?
the entire game. Oh,
Is that
no?
Is that
No,
player
that's-
turn?
That's turn.
Yeah,
That's
so like
turn.
I can reroll
Okay, no,
a
that's
hit
good.
on
Yeah, I was
your
going to
turn.
say. This
I
is...
thought it was a game. I thought it was.
It's
game.
like getting the salamanders
Yeah,
kind of.
It's the evil version of the Salamanders one.
for just that guy.
Yeah.
It's like the poor man's version of it. World leaders, add 1 to your warlord's attacks, strength. Each time he slays a character, monster, or Titanic model. And there's no max to it.
No.
So he just doesn't Angron have that in 30k?
Yeah.
It's like the butcher's nails.
Every time he kills somebody, he gets an extra attack.
It's like a full squad. Yeah. That's cool. I don't know how often you get that.
It
No.
yeah,
Going?
it doesn't feel that good to me, honestly.
Unless it's a Demon Prince.
Character, monster.
Can we just rename this episode Unless It's a Demon Prince?
Like you give that
yeah.
to a Khorne Demon Prince. First of all, a Khorne Demon Prince. I forgot to talk about this.
He gets +1 attack on the charge.
No, he gets +1 attack on the charge. then he also gets +1 attack instead of having a psychic power.
Oh, nice, because Khorne can't take psychic.
Oh, it also specifically says in this book, Khorne units cannot be psychers.
I saw
Jesse McGivney.
it's on the mark. It's on the mark of Khorne. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. If it was character, monster, or vehicle, I think it'd be cool.
It'd be better.
But it's character, monster, or Titanic model. So like, I don't think you'll ever get that going.
Yeah.
My list takes 2 characters.
It's
so
just, I feel like by the time you're assaulting characters and killing them, it's so late in the game that it's just, again, it's a win more.
Yep. So the last one is Word Bearers. Increase the range of any aura abilities on your Warlord's datasheet, example Lord of Chaos, Demagogue, etc., by 3 inches.
Not bad.
Yeah, so like
You're
if
pushing
you're
that bubble out to 9.
Yep. So you aren't as fearless as the Iron Warrior cultist, but your guys can be 9 inches away and use your leadership of 9.
Yeah.
Which
But you know what?
Pretty good.
Saving 3 cultists, because that's really the difference between leadership 6 and 9 for using the Dark Apostle with cultists isn't worth
A Warlord
a
trait.
Warlord trait.
It's cool to have on different abilities, though. Like the reroll ones to hit in a 9-inch bubble
True.
allows you to be a little more flexible
Yeah.
in your deployment and stuff.
That's fair.
And also allows you to, like, poke more models in there.
Yeah, true. You
Yeah,
can
because
fit
it's
more
units.
stuff. Yeah, so that's Warlord traits.
So that's it for Warlord traits. We're going to move on to relics. I just picked out 5 here. Connor, if you want to talk about these 2.
I have the flesh metal exoskeleton that I want to talk about, but I will talk about the Crozius too.
So I'm going to
That's
talk
cool.
about intoxicating elixir. This is what I'm going to be taking on my Demon Prince. So this is just basically free. Slanesh model only. Add +1 to your bearer's strength and attacks. So now he's strength 8 with 8 attacks.
So yeah, flesh metal exoskeleton so it's Iron Warrior specific, but it doesn't replace anything. So you can take it on any character. So you could take it on the Warlord,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Demon Prince.
And yeah, you regen a wound too.
Yeah. Okay. So it gives you a 2-up armor, which is really hard to get.
Yeah.
Now on anything. Mm-hmm. So you get a 2-up armor Demon Prince with a 5-up invul because he's a demon, and at the start of your turn he regens a wound.
Nice.
Beef,
And it's
cake.
free. It doesn't replace anything.
That's pretty awesome. So the Nurgle one is called the Pus Cleaver. I guess it cleaves
Double
pus. So this replaces a power sword, and it has the following profile. It's a melee weapon, strength user, AP -2, D3 damage, but it always wounds on a 2-up unless the target is a vehicle.
So the one that I want to talk about is the Eye of Night. Not that great on the face of it. It's Black Legion only. Bear can unleash the power Eye of the Night once per battle in their shooting phase. Instead of firing any other weapons, when they do, select visible vehicle unit on a D6 roll of 2-up. It suffers D3 mortal wounds.
I don't understand this.
I don't.
It's
Did it
once
say
per
in
battle,
the shooting phase instead of shooting?
Yeah,
and it's on a 2-up, so you could
whiff it.
waste your relic.
I guess.
So
That's
Like,
only
if I want,
I want to do it on the warp speed.
I want to combo with him. Like if he could shoot both his meltas and that thing, that'd be awesome.
and then do his ability.
Yeah, but it's instead of shooting, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I don't know why you would take it over something else that's free.
Yeah, because like there's not a lot of shooting relics in this.
No, I'm going to talk about a terrible one that is very similar to the Imperial Fist terrible one to make Paul feel a little bit better about himself.
I like the Imperial
Yeah.
Fist one.
So
I
this
think
is
it's cool.
this is the Emperor's Children specific one. It's called the Bliss Giver. So it replaces a bolt pistol. It's range 6 inches, assault D6, strength user, AP -1, 1 damage. It can be fired when you're within. It's basically a pistol. I don't know why it doesn't just
It's a
call it a pistol.
6-inch pistol, though.
The 6-inch pistol. That's what she said.
It's pretty average, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pistol-wise.
So if an enemy character model is wounded by a Bliss Giver but not slain, roll a D6 at the end of the phase. On a 6, they suffer D3 more.
No.
no,
Nope.
no, get that out.
Just black it out.
I just feel like
Redacted.
I know that they
Why would you ever take that?
balanced all of these, but
I don't think they did.
or like all of the books.
I mean, okay, so like,
Compared to the intoxicating elixir, though,
Yeah.
but like, okay, so just let me pull up like the Black Mace then. So that's free. because it replaces a
4
bolt.
points.
Well, the pistol replaces a bolt pistol.
Correct.
So it's free because every
bolt pistols.
character comes with a bolt pistol. So the Black Mace is essentially 4 points because it replaces a Power Maul. It's strength +3. It's AP -2. It's 2 damage flat, and for each model that is slain by this weapon, roll a d6, and on a 6, that model's unit suffers an additional mortal wound.
One mortal wound?
An additional mortal wound. So if you give it to a Chaos Lord and he kills 4 guys, you roll 4d6, and for every 6...
I know. I'm bummed you can't give it to a Demon Prince.
That was too good last edition.
I know.
Yeah. Also,
He'd be strength 10.
Nick,
insane.
you're drunk. Get out of here.
But yeah, so like that's 4 points, and the pistol's free. But 4 points is nothing.
No, it's
And
not.
it's infinitely better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. So yeah, you wanted me to talk about the Crozius though?
Yeah, Crozius is dope.
It's pretty cool. So it's word bearers only. It replaces a Power Maul as well. It's melee. Has +2 strength, -2 AP, flat 3 damage. Reroll all failed wound rolls for this weapon when targeting an Imperium unit.
That's so good.
Anything like vehicles, infantry, absolutely anything.
That's pretty good.
The flat 3 damage is really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do Dark Apostles just come with a Power Maul in their profile already? So it's still free.
Yeah,
kind of,
free-ish.
essentially. Yeah.
But you'd want to give that to a Lord.
I guess the Apostles are already re-rolling. Or he's re-rolling hits.
He's rolling hits, yeah.
And then he's re-rolling all his own wounds, too. It's pretty cool.
True. It's not bad. The last one I'm going to talk about is the Talisman of Burning Blood. This goes on a Demon Prince. For sure.
This is...
This is, you can advance and charge in the same turn, and you can re-roll failed charge rolls.
And it doesn't replace
And it
anything?
doesn't replace anything.
I bet this would be good.
Corn only, though.
I know.
I bet this would be good on Demon Prince.
I wouldn't get on a Demon Prince. The Eye of the Night.
Yeah, that thing sucks.
He could do mortal wounds to a Dreadnought and then kill it after.
True.
It's still fine.
I still love
Demon Prince is
the
just
brass
good,
collar of Borgaster.
Just because you can say it out loud.
The brass collar of Borgaster.
Whose collar?
Borgaster. So this one is just the bearer.
Borgaster. You brought her.
Oh my god.
Alright. Just tell us what this thing does.
Oh, yeah, sure. So the bearer of the brass collar of Borgaster
That was impressive.
can attempt to deny 1 psychic power in each enemy psychic phase. This is World Eaters specific.
Mm-hmm.
If this model successfully denies the witch, the psyker that was attempting to manifest the power immediately paralyzes.
It's pretty good. You can put it on a Demon Prince.
Well, because the bubble's 24 inches, right? So you
Yeah.
just move him 12 inches up into the middle of the field, then he's just going to deny a bunch of stuff.
But you're just making people think twice about
Yeah.
trying to cast psychic power, aren't you, right?
Alright, guys, we're at an hour and a half. We should probably,
Oh, this is a long one.
Wrap her up.
considering that the...
I always... No. Okay.
Nope, don't. We've already...
Nope, please no.
This episode's probably pretty close to 18A at this point.
No. Shark dick.
That means it's time for...
Fun time.
Fun time. I've got a good story for you guys today.
Can't wait.
It's called Flesh Meets Steel.
Is it about demon princes?
No.
Okay, good.
So the Censorians, a newly formed warband of Slanesh-worshipping Chaos Space Marines, treat with the Dark Mechanicum in an attempt to pioneer demon engines equipped with suites of sonic weaponry. Oh, that's my dream. In doing so, they learn of the somber Scutari of the Forge World Agrippina, ancestral enemies
The
of
Slaneshi would go there.
yeah, of the Eye of Terror's machine heretics. I love that term, heretic. Appalled by the notion that the Scutari voluntarily replaced their flesh for cybernetic replacements, the Emperor's children stage a grand raid upon the planet. A grand raid, not just a regular raid. Under the cover of a Dark Mechanical invasion, they capture several maniples of Scutari, overloading their circuits with barrages of intense noise and deafening scrap code, Skrillex and other EDM music,
Whoop, whoop.
before bringing them back to the Eye of Terror. There, they cut out all of the Scutari's bionics and replace them with fleshy equivalents taken from mutants, corpses, and even from fallen Chaos Spawn until barely an ounce of metal is left.
fleshy equivalents. Like, it's mostly the same.
The fleshlings of
Slap it on there.
Sensoria, though driven mad by the process, prove a potent asset in the long war.
It's just so crazy. Like, it's the most grimdark thing. It makes no sense.
Well, no, you have a prosthetic leg. I'm giving you a real leg.
Let
back.
me-
It might be
No,
four
no, you're
tentacles.
giving me the equivalent of a normal leg.
Yeah, like, have you ever had to deal with insurance? Now imagine it's your body and it's by blood mad superhuman.
It's
fabulous bile.
the guy's literally just like, this is about the same size as a leg. Just stitch it on there.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It's like, I think that's an eye stalk. Yeah, could be.
That was my arm. Well, now it's your leg.
It's Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor. A leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. He's mad at Dr. Nick. Get on my level. It's
All
The
right.
Simpsons.
We're going to cut it there. You've been listening to the Inches and Cubes podcast. Once again, my name is Point and Click Nick.
I am Mr. Fist Paul Fowler.
And Connor the Hare, Collie.
So thanks for joining us today. And if you have any suggestions for new episodes, please tell us. We're running out of ideas really quickly. Also, if you could drop us a review on iTunes, Google Play Store, or just put it in my mailbox, it'll make me feel really good about myself.
Yep. He lives at 123 Paper Street. That's a real place.
Yep. Sounds real.
Mm-hmm. It's got numbers and a name.
It's close enough.
Sounds good to me.
All right, kill it.
This has been and will remain Paul Mr. Fist Fowler.
Point and Click Nick.
And Adam Truax, the truest axe to ever axe an axe.
And thanks for joining us. And check back again soon for some more 40k goodness. And remember, it's just inches and cubes.
Like a monkey in a rocket on his way back